Oh, wow. We've got a whole new look, guys. How about it? Let me go ahead and get Tabmock 99 all set up here because I know we are extremely excited for this new look, man. And Anthony Wenc from the MK book put all of this together, and it is awesome.
Yeah, dude, this is incredible. I love this tower. I love the look of it. This is a perfect blend of old school meets new school.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's totally like all animated. You've got Cyrax in there. It's just insanely cool. So I'm very, very hyped for this.
Yeah, definitely. And I love what you've been doing too with the whole sandstorm thing. You didn't just start with
Small
the static
touches, small
image.
touches. Anthony gets all the credit for this. He put all of this together. He's got the animated Cyrax that he ripped from the game stuck in the sand. I mean, it's just insane. This whole setup is just absolutely nuts. I love it. And I'm so excited that we could debut this for everybody to check out on the live stream. Now we have an official look, an official, like, insane image. I've been streaming on Twitch for a long, long time, man. And I'd say 80% of the fun of being a streamer is doing the overlay and getting an overlay that's cool or having an idea. And then, sometimes I would even have an artist. I'd hire an artist, to do the overlays because there's just a talent level with some of my ideas that I just don't have. And Anthony took the idea that I originally had, right? Because I put it on Twitter with the update that I had done to it. And Anthony's like, hey, he DMs me. He's like, hey, can I have the raw image file for that? I was like, let me just send you the whole Photoshop file. So I did. And in 2 days, Anthony comes out, brings this whole thing out. And I was like,
Blown away. Absolutely blown away.
I literally, when he sent me it was a still image file, and I think he had the MK3 Cyrax, like the 2D character from the Mortal Kombat 3 game that he ripped and put in there, and it wasn't moving; it was just a static still image. I like dropped my phone, no joke. I'm sitting on the couch and literally just dropped my phone and was like, "Oh my god, that's insane!" And then he kept adding to it, and then he ripped Cyrax, the MK3 Cyrax. I believe this is from the MKX game, but he ripped it and put it into the overlay animated, and yeah, I mean the rest is history. So we've got
I'm not sure because it doesn't really look like Triborg to me. So I think it's MK9 style.
it might be MK9. I was wondering
But
if it's MK9 or MKX. It might be the
you never know
MK9
with
model.
Anthony. He's got a wealth of resources at his disposal. He could get it from anywhere.
Anthony knows
Um,
how to use 3D. He's insanely good
yeah.
with Photoshop. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, when you're done, send me the Photoshop file. I want to go through there and peel through it. And I think you got to look at it with me when I shared my screen, right? Yesterday when we were going through it and setting it up. And you could just see just layer after layer after layer in Photoshop. I mean, it's insane the amount of work that Anthony did on this project.
No,
And
I love all the movement and stuff like that. Like Cyrax looks cool moving, the Dust Storm looks cool moving,
yeah.
but somehow in my Skype window I don't seem to be moving. So what's up with that?
Oh, well, that's because I need to simply get your Skype window. There you go. Now you're good.
Okay. All right, awesome.
But yeah, you can see the Discord reaction there.
Discord's amazing. Discord's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Scott with the gifts.
Oh man.
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. So, yeah, dude, this was a lot of fun to, as I like to call it, unwrap. So when an artist makes you an overlay, and then you go in and then you put it into OBS, there's a lot of programming and stuff that you have to do with it to make it functional, make it work. And you and I sat down and basically unwrapped this beautiful present from Anthony, and you came up with the idea, Tabmock, to have the two boxes full there when we don't have the guests. And you want to talk about that's kind of a throwback to MKX, right?
I mean, I don't know if I'd call it a throwback.
Well, you know what I
But
mean, yeah.
oh yeah, I mean,
It's a
I
nod.
wanted to have like all the MK games represented as much as possible, and I think that for that, it's MKX Mobile is actually where some of these assets are from.
Yeah.
So anybody who plays MKX Mobile, if they look at like the top two boxes here in our tower, that might look familiar to them.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool, and the whole thing is set up, and yeah, I was ecstatic to see this whole thing just come to fruition. This was better than the original idea that I had for the overlay before I was streaming with MK Online. I had a very similar setup, and then I moved it to Mortal Kombat Online. I kind of changed it, and then Total MK had made a mobile version of this for me of my overlay, and done an even better job than what I put together. Total MK did, and so we kind of utilized that for a while, and then I kind of updated that a little bit further, and that's when Anthony contacted me and said, "Hey, let me take a crack at this." And I said, "Absolutely, go nuts." And I was excited to see what he could do, because he can rip stuff right out of the games, you know. And it's just crazy. I love this overlay. It's awesome, and it just really gives Mortal Kombat Online that official Twitch presence now.
Well,
So
I think this may actually be the best Mortal Kombat related overlay out of any Twitch streamer.
I would have to agree with you. I would
It's, I
have to
mean,
agree
it's,
with you.
and you know, there's a lot of cool ones out there, but I
Out,
really think this one takes the cake.
Outworld has some really cool ones too, man. And I'm as a Twitch streamer, I'm more of like the art on the artist side. I really appreciate the overlays and the way that things are presented to the viewer. And for me as a streamer, before I even came on board with MKO, my whole concept was, how can we be interactive with people? How can we make things in graphics more interactive? And it's the small things like the sandstorm going over, you know, like kind of flowing over the chat. So it actually flows over the chat boxes. Those small little touches that I feel like really kind of make it feel a little more interactive and a little more real. Something, and we're talking about crazy ideas. I don't know if I'm allowed to throw them out there publicly. Things that I'd love to see done, but require a lot of back end work. Um, but wouldn't it be cool if there was a way for people to play each other that are watching the stream? Like tap in and play each other. Like I see features that come out on other streaming platforms like Mixer. I pay attention to all that. And if you've ever used Mixer on Xbox, you know that you can share your controller, so another viewer can actually take control of the game and play it while you're streaming, which is a really cool thing. And that kind of made my brain tick off. And I said, what if we could get our viewers on Mortal Kombat Online to tap into MAME and be able to play each other on MAME while we're streaming?
I think for sure there are ways to do it. In fact, you've got my noodle thinking now. Wouldn't it be possible for you to set up something on Mixer and then rebroadcast that over Twitch?
Yes, but the thing is with Mixer is you have to use an Xbox to use that feature.
I understand.
But we were talking to a mutual friend, and I won't drop his name, but we were talking to a mutual friend at a dinner around Combat Con, and he was talking about these ideas, and he made it seem like he could actually program something like that. So that may be a route that we could go down eventually. But
I mean, yeah, we've got some of the best, the most amazing geniuses on our team who can just implement about anything you can imagine. So if that was our priority, I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility for us to set up something like that.
just imagine people being able to do that on this overlay. It'd be nuts.
Dude, this overlay this is just a small example of what we're talking about. Like, the Mortal Kombat community is full of talented and skilled artists and geniuses and people who have talents in just about every area you can imagine. I mean, from the music that you hear at the beginning of the streams to the artwork to ripping. There's people making their own games and stuff like that. And those are the kinds of people that we try to bring on as guests on our show so they can have a chance to show off what they're all about.
Yeah, the community is so creative and so insanely driven and talented. And so when we can tap into insanely talented people like Anthony, people probably saw his book and said, oh, that's cool, it's a book. But what they didn't realize is that Anthony also has this skill set where he can make these things animate and make these things actually work. And so I told Anthony, like, I think it's awesome that you're doing the book, but man, you should really look into doing overlays. Not just for MK, but I mean, he could use that skill set for any video game and rip the graphics out, use them on overlays. And Twitch streamers would go nuts for that, and they pay top dollar for something like that. So he's got a skill set. He could utilize that, and it could really take him to, I think, a whole nother level than just MK. This is just a sample size of what Anthony can do. He's just a very talented dude. There's a reason that he has his resume in NetherRealm. I mean, he's talented. He can, I think, and I feel like Anthony can hang with those kind of talented people. So the fact that he was able to design all of this and do it in 2 days is insane. Oh yeah, of course, if you follow, you'll also get the Dan Ford notification, which is pretty awesome. And that is that was all Tab Mach 99's idea as well. So I was really excited to implement that. So fun stuff. New overlay, new look. Mad credit to Anthony Wenc at Anthony MK Book on Twitter for putting all this together. It's just insanely cool. And I love the ketchup and mustard in Discord right now. That is awesome.
Yeah, no, that ties into exactly what we're talking about with the whole animated Cyrax, who, as we all know, his code name was Mustard. Before his final name was created, settled on in MK3, they codenamed him Mustard for a while.
Yeah.
And of course, Sector was Ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love that. So great point there in Discord. Somebody, C-Busy, said he wants to bring Mick on as a guest and wants to see him read his Liu Kang novel. I would love to see that. Is that
you know what? I think if we can get 1,000 people on the stream, I think that'll be the threshold. I think Mick would have no choice but to come on as a guest and read the Liu Kang novel at that point.
If we can get 1,000 viewers right now during this stream, we will personally get Mick on to read the Liu Kang novel. There's your challenge. There's your challenge. 1,000 views. I can see it here. I'm keeping track of it. If we get there, Mick is going to come on the stream. We'll get him on camera, and he'll read the Liu Kang novel. So.
And if not on camera, at least audio. Like, we got to have him do that. That would be so cool.
Yeah. If we can't talk him into the camera, but I'll push really hard.
You remember back in the days of the Sprite comics being all the rage on Mortal Kombat Online? Mick made a series called Kang.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, he did.
I mean, I think I was always a big fan of some of the major talented comics creators like the Shirt Ninja, like Bezo. I made my own comics there for a while. It was awesome. But Mick joined in on the fun too, right there with Kang. So good stuff, man. Good times.
Yeah, Mick is a lot of fun, and he's a really, really cool guy. I'd love to get him on here to read his novel. So I hope we get 1,000 views today. Anything is possible with this community. Never underestimate it. So if that happens,
right.
We'll be in the Discord saying, hey Mick, we drug you into this. You're gonna do it. But
so do you have some Mortal Kombat news items you want to get through?
We do, actually. We have this wonderful PowerPoint that you put together extremely last minute, and I actually got my hands on one of these. You ordered the big 3. You've got all of them, you lucky guy.
Yeah, well, they haven't come in yet, so I've just got, so far, the Think Geek one like you.
Yeah, it's worth waiting for, man. You got all 3 of the important ones, right? So that's cool. There's 4 total editions of this that came out. So there was the yellow, green, and blue for Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile. And then there's the really cool, in my opinion, the best looking one by ThinkGeek, which has the dragon symbols on the vinyl. And I did a review of that and put it up on Twitter. And that was actually liked by Enjoy the Ride Records. They liked it, and so did ThinkGeek. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, that was a really fun review that we did for MK Online, and it is a great record. It's a great piece. Do you have yours with you right now, perchance?
Actually, I left mine unopened, so it's still in its original box.
There you go. Okay.
And I was planning on waiting for the other 3 to come and unboxing them all at once.
There you go. Okay, then we won't ruin that. But you can, yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say they can watch the Twitter. If they go to my Twitter page, they can see the review, and they can actually see the graphic on the vinyl. It's so cool.
Well, yeah, and you also have like that Mortal Kombat 2 arcade cabinet in your kitchen.
I do.
So here you are with the record, and you just set it right down in the arcade machine as its like little resting spot.
Yeah,
it's amazing. How many people who unbox these records have a chance to do something like that?
Probably not many, and that's why I'm really, really blessed to have that machine and to have it all signed up and everything. And what I am going to do is I'm actually going to get a clear record case and display it above the MK2 machine.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea. So Ultra Ninja Scorpion, welcome to the channel, dude. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us here on Mortal Kombat Online. Oh man, and look at this. Scott just shares like the perfect little gif of a record player. Oh, these guys. You never know what they'll come up with next.
You never do know, man. Scott is always keeping the Discord popping for sure. Great stuff. Yeah, Ultra Ninja, if you're liking our stream, man, absolutely hit the follow button. We do definitely appreciate it. We have some cool giveaway items that we give away here all the time that are really rare items. That's one thing. Another thing that I'm really proud about our stream is Tabmock and I get some items that are just insanely hard to get a hold of. Like, I don't think you can get some of the stuff we've given away anywhere else. We gave away signed copies of the movie from the actors in the movie. We gave away signed Raiden hats. I have one left to give away. Still have one left.
Yeah.
Should that be our giveaway item today?
Yeah, but I think instead of tying it into the trivia, we should think of a new way to give it away.
Okay. What's your idea?
I don't know. Maybe I'll think of something by the end of the episode.
Oh, I thought you already came up with something. Good deal.
No. Oh, the gears are always turning, my friend. I'll think of something.
There you go. You know, and then Lone Wolf said, don't forget to get your vinyls autographed by Dan Forden. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I will definitely make that happen.
You know what I like about these vinyls is it's introducing like a new generation of Mortal Kombat gamers to things that were very obscure before, only known to like a few hardcore fans. Yeah. Like, I had the Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 track on CD. I've still got it.
Yeah.
And there's a few things in there, like the fact that the Living Forest is now called the Screaming Forest. There's a couple of tracks with like mystery names, like SCRLAHTS and WDYLMA. And yeah, I just had to think about the order.
I think I know what that actually stands for.
Possibly. We'll have to get confirmation on that if we ever talk to Dan Forden. But, you know, it's just one of those things where all that stuff, all that obscure trivia has been preserved, and now it's on the vinyl. Those tracks are exactly the same as they are on the CD.
Yeah.
So now there's new people discovering what I'm saying, like about the Screaming Forest and things like that. Like a new generation of gamers that never knew that about the CD are now finding that out through their records.
Yeah, it's awesome. And records are the new thing now, man. Like, people collect these things hardcore. There's some hardcore record collectors out there. So, you know, even if they weren't a big fan of MK, to have a vinyl that looks that good, it's kind of a no-brainer. Well,
you know, I have like a couple on vinyl, and I've never really been that big into it before, but I got what's it called? Higher by Alien Factory. They're one of the bands that did music for the Mortal Kombat Annihilation soundtrack.
Yes.
I've got another one on vinyl by Psychosonic. It's the single for It Has Begun. It has like 5 different variants of It Has Begun by Psychosonic on there. So I just got that because, you know, hardcore Mortal Kombat fan and an obscure vinyl, why not? And now it's going mainstream. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you flip to the next page, you can actually see pictures of like all 3 variants that we were talking about before.
Yeah. And they are insanely cool. And I really love that when you open it up, it's got like the whole, you know, acid bath background with, you know, Baraka pulling a fatality on Reptile. And the graphics, I mean, they're pixelated and everything, but they're so well stretched out. They're totally HD. I feel like they somehow got the original assets to put there. That's how good it looks.
Well, and you know, you can kind of, well, I guess you can't really see it right now, but you can see it in one of the images that we have posted. Like, especially if you go to mortalkombatonline.com and view this article natively, it even says like Player 1 and Player 2 underneath one of the boxes.
Yep.
Now, what port do you think that came from?
I don't know. To me, it looked like the arcade graphics. It might be the Super Nintendo port, though.
See, I don't think neither the arcade nor the Super Nintendo, because I played those 2 ports very, very intensely. Neither one of them ever say Player 1 or Player 2 like that.
Could it
so
maybe
I'm thinking
be the Sega Genesis version? Or
no,
Saturn?
wouldn't I'm thinking it's something really obscure. Look at you zooming in on this. Look
I
at you
know,
zooming in
I
like
am.
a champ.
I'm trying to zoom in on
I'm
it. I'm like, wait, what is it? What is it? Okay.
I'm thinking that it's something really crazy, like maybe the MS-DOS port, or maybe something even crazier and more obscure, like Amiga.
Could be. What about the PlayStation version? That's rare.
But I've played that very intensely,
Okay.
so it's not that. It could just be something made up for the record, too.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking. Like maybe somehow they got the assets, and you know what I mean, since they're licensed.
Outworld is kind of good with all this stuff, and he's saying Sega CD or DOS version. Now, I know Sega CD doesn't have Mortal Kombat 2, so with those Player 1 and Player 2 assets, I'm thinking MS-DOS. I still think Amiga is possibly in the running for that.
Yeah, maybe. That's interesting. We'll have to figure it out. I'm sure there's a way we can get the DOS version and play it. Find it somewhere.
I have it. Yeah, GOG Gaming resold it, the DOS games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? That was just a couple years ago. GOG Gaming, I don't know if you pronounce it GOG or GOG, but they re-released old DOS games, including MK1, MK2, and MK3. It's freaking amazing.
Huh.
Yeah,
Actually,
the old games just in a DOS box emulator, they work perfectly.
I did not know that, but you gotta post the link now on Twitter because I have to see this stuff. That's crazy.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let me do that. Give me 1 second then.
So the ones that are pictured here in this are yellow, green, and blue for Reptile, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. These are the very limited edition of the vinyls. There were 200 Reptiles available for purchase, 300 of the yellow Scorpions, and 300 of the Sub-Zero blues. All of them are sold out and gone. I don't believe you can get them anymore. The one that is available is the Think Geek. I think it's still available. We might have to check on that. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't kept up. I'll tell you what happened. When they went live, it was known that they were going to go for sale 12 o'clock, noon,
Yep.
on the nose.
Yep.
So it's like 11:58. I'm refreshing the page. I just decide to sign up for an account real quick. I register. 11:59, I get the confirmation email. I click it. I verify my email address. I hit refresh. 12 o'clock, it's go time. So I go ahead and I add all three to my cart, hit checkout, done.
Done.
12:01, good as gold. Then I find out 12:02, they're sold out of the reptile ones. They
Wow.
made 200 reptile ones, sold out within 2 minutes.
MK collectors, man, they gotta have them.
I know people like MK Dan woke up at 12:03, missed his opportunity.
He still got his though on eBay. Somebody resold it, so he was able to get it. He paid a little more for it, but that's okay. MK Dan is a huge collector. I'm glad he got his copy. So
yeah, well, there's that. So I mean, I'm glad that I got mine, but I do feel bad for other people who weren't able to get it.
yeah, and Lone Wolf brought up something really good today too. There's actually a birthday today, that and I'm actually want to give this person a shout out. But there's a birthday today for Daniel Pesina.
Well, we're going a little bit out of order,
I
but
know.
if you can jump ahead by 2.
Oh well, we could take our time to get there. Just wanted to just put it out there.
Okay. Well, we put together a special little picture for that. So
All right.
I don't know if you can skip one,
Yep.
or if you have to show it on the stream for like half a second.
Nope, skipped it. We're already there.
Oh, look
Johnny
at you,
Cage,
man.
Johnny Cage,
You're a pro.
rocking the birthday hat.
You're a pro. Look at that.
Master Daniel Pesina. A very, very happy birthday to him. He is a very, very good friend and super good guy. So I hope he has a great time with everybody that he'll be probably hanging out with today. But good stuff.
Oh, look at Outward with those emotes.
Yeah.
Look at those emotes.
That's perfect.
Is that not just perfect? Wow. What will they think of next?
Yeah, and Seabusy's wondering how you got the hat on his head so well. You put
Hey,
that
a good
together,
magician never reveals his secrets.
but you did it in like a couple seconds, man. You're so fast with PowerPoint. Never underestimate the god of PowerPoint who sits above me in his throne. He is he's amazing. That's great stuff though. I love it. That's such a nice touch.
Yeah, it may be PowerPoint or it may not be. That's top secret. We'll just say that it's PowerPoint.
There you go.
Yeah,
Could be anything. Could be anything. You never know.
could be. Really could.
But good stuff. Good stuff. We want to wish him a very, very happy birthday from Mortal Kombat Online. And, of course, as his friends, happy birthday, Dan Pesina.
Listen, Fatal Cade, you are being way, way, way too modest here.
I am?
You're not going to tell everybody what you're doing after the stream is over?
I don't know if I can. It's supposed to be a surprise thing.
Wait, surprise for who? For you or for Danny?
For Danny. We're on live TV! Lewis, don't kill me. No.
Oh, is that why you were being so coy with everything? You didn't want everybody to know.
I was so busy getting everything set up, and I was like, oh, okay, things not to say. Okay. Anyway, no. No, we're just gonna wish Danny a happy birthday. He deserves it. He's he's a very hardworking guy, and he's somebody that I have always looked up to since I was like, before I even met him, since I was this tall, when I was a fan of what he's done on the game. And now I've got to meet him, and I've got to be his friend. And to this day, he's still somebody that I look up to. He's very, very wise. He's a very wise martial arts
it's crazy.
teacher.
Look, we've been following him. I mean, I've been seeing him on my TV screen since I was 9 or 10, and I see Outworld just said that I'm 10 out of 10. Like, I was about 10. Yes, that's right, Outworld. That is what you were saying. We've been fans of all the Mortal Kombat actors since we were very little, and now look, we get to hang out with them at things like Shang Tsung's Fight Night, Combat Con, C2E2, all these crazy events that they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Danny just got back, I think, from this amazing tour all around South and Central America. He's living it up, living the dream.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Did you see how many countries he's been to?
I think Danny has been to just about everywhere in the world. Actually, Rick O'Meara, who's a friend of mine, and Rick actually was one of the animators for NetherRealm for quite some time, and even Midway, I think he started when it was, I think Rick started working for them in Deadly Alliance days. But Rick became a good friend of mine too, is still a good friend of mine, lives out in New Zealand now. But Rick, I remember a conversation I had with him, and he was just talking about how incredibly smart Daniel is, and how he's just this very intelligent guy, and is a lot of fun. But it's just a lot of fun hanging out with Dan. You learn so much from him.
Well, yeah, and I really love whenever he does one of these panels, or even like a Q&A interview, or just like a Skype call or whatever, just hanging out with him, just talking to him off to the side. He shares so many stories from like the classic Mortal Kombat days. Like, a lot of people don't remember what they were doing 20, 25 years ago, but he remembers just about everything, it seems like. And he's always willing to share with his fans and just talk to them and let them know like some of the trivia, like what went into behind the scenes of the game. I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. And what I was going to get at too is Rick actually jokingly called Danny the most interesting man. You ever remember those commercials with the old guy in the Guinness beer?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's totally Dan Pesina. 100%.
Yes.
That commercial was made after him. Danny has just had a whirlwind of life experiences. So, I hope he actually, goes the route of Anthony Marquez and writes a book. It'll be a bestseller. Not just for what he's done on Mortal Kombat, but I mean, the guy's traveled to other countries to learn martial arts. He is the real deal. You think a real martial arts master, you're looking at him. I mean, he's insanely talented. So I hope he writes a book about his entire life experiences, because they're so interesting, and he's ran into so many interesting things that it's fun to just hear him talk about it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. So we all wish Dan Pesina a very happy birthday with whoever he might be celebrating with later. Could be anybody.
Yeah. But it's definitely fun, and we definitely wish him a happy birthday. He's a year younger.
Yeah, that's right. Or older, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
So, I was talking to somebody earlier over social media, and they were like, why does it seem like there's so many birthdays around this time of year? I mean, Carlos just had his birthday 2 weeks ago. Carlos Pesina, who played Raiden. Anthony Marquez, who played Kung Lao, just had his birthday a couple days ago. I just had my birthday right around the same time. It just seems like everybody has all these birthdays crammed together right around this time of the year, like late November, early December. So think about it. Average gestation period for the human mammal is 9 months, and 9 months before now is Valentine's Day. There you go. That explains why we see a sudden increase in the birth rate right around now.
That would make total sense.
Yep, blame February 14th, guys.
It's all Valentine's Day's fault. Great stuff. So then what was back here? Can I go back a slide to see what else we were going to talk about as well?
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right, so here we go. The Injustice 2 comic book.
Yes, Injustice 2 Annual, number 2. Now, it was just over the summer that they reported all the Injustice 2 comics are done, they're finished, no more, they've ceased to make any further issues. We knew that there was an Injustice versus Masters of the Universe crossover going on, so we thought that might tide us over a little bit. And then they surprised us with this.
Yeah, it's awesome. I didn't even see this coming.
No, the fun just never stops.
Yeah, they're always surprising us with something.
Dude, I freaking love the Injustice comics. I've read every single issue of Injustice and Injustice 2 and Injustice Ground Zero and all the ones that have been released so far, Injustice Masters of the Universe. I'm like a huge fan. This is the next one that I've got to get my hands on.
There you go.
This is my next reading material.
I'll have to see if I can find it in a Chicago comic store by work.
It's so far it's digital only, so the digital one is out, but the print copy is not out just yet.
Do you have a date on when it's coming to print?
I think so. You know what? Let me look it up real quick. I'm sure I have it written down somewhere.
See if we can find those details for our comic book collectors, because I know that they're out there. I know.
You know, we're a Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm related news show. That seems like important newsworthy of information that we should be providing on the stream for sure. On sale, let's see. It went on sale November 21st digitally, and a print release date, it looks like, has not been announced.
Okay. Well, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled and then let everyone know on Twitter or the next stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, something like this probably warrants an update and an actual article on MortalKombatOnline.com itself.
I would have to agree. We have a lot of comic book collectors out there that I know would definitely appreciate it. You being one of them.
Yeah, a lot of people who are into video games are also into comic books. And even if you're not generally, just the fact that it's like a NetherRealm title kind of makes this one a must-have.
Yeah, easily. Absolutely. And then what else were we going to get to today?
That's probably it. This is not really a whole lot going on that we haven't been covering, you know? We've stayed on top of things pretty much.
I'd have to agree with you there. Now, there is also a lot of talk about the Game Awards. Nothing has been confirmed, but there are some things of interest that I feel like we should at least potentially talk about. Now, Rocksteady came out and said that the next game they're working on is not a Superman game, and they also confirmed that they're not showing anything at the Game Awards. Ed Boon retweeted that. So, but Ed never deconfirmed that they're not going to show anything on NetherRealm's end.
Yeah, so that's like an ambiguous thing right there. You could kind of go either way with that, right?
Is that Ed nonchalantly saying they're not going to show anything either? Is that maybe even a confirmation that maybe Rocksteady and NetherRealm are co-working on a project? Ed has been retweeting them an awful lot lately for a separate game studio, even though they do fall under the same WB umbrella. So these are things that fans will ask about. And
you think they're encouraged by the parent corporation, WB, to follow each other and be more active in co-promoting each other's games?
Maybe, but how many times do you see Rocksteady tweet anything that Ed's tweeted?
What do you think?
I don't think it happens as often. It's one of those things where it's up for speculation. You know, a lot of people say, yes, MK11 is coming out. But MK11 could be anything. I mean, I think when they made a couple of games, they called, I think even, what was it, Armageddon? They called it the next MK, and it technically wasn't. And I think they even said, and you might have to correct me on this because you were there. You were in the middle of this hype, and I was just a viewer watching it this time. But didn't they even call Shao when it was in its early development? Wasn't that even being considered the next Mortal Kombat?
I mean, and technically that would be a true statement because that is the next Mortal Kombat game that their team is working on, even though it's not necessarily a sequel.
Right.
So I think a lot of people did tout that as the next MK, and it's true or it's not true, depending on how you look at it.
Could this maybe be like history repeating itself, and maybe it's like a Shaolin Monks-esque game? Maybe it's finally Fire and Ice that they had briefly kind of worked on and then abandoned. You think this is maybe like them picking that project back up and rehauling it?
Yeah, it could be that. Or what about the idea of a Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe 2?
That is also a possibility. I don't think that would really happen, though.
Oh, and Uncle Cranky and I were just thinking the exact same thing. Look at that.
I mean...
look, I honestly don't know if I would prefer a Mortal Kombat versus DC 2 or even a Mortal Kombat versus Injustice. Like, rather than a sequel or a follow-up to the last Mortal Kombat versus DC, have them go toe-to-toe against the Injustice incarnations of those characters. But that might be really cool.
It would be cool, but you'd have to do away with the blood and the gore aspects that makes Mortal Kombat unique.
Well, they said that for the first game. I don't know if that would still hold up for the second time. Warner Brothers may have a different attitude. They might say, go nuts, do whatever you want.
I don't see them letting Superman get his head popped off, man. I just don't see that ever being a thing. They're awful protective of their superhero IP. They have gotten, you're right though, they have gotten a little more lenient. I believe, like they're a little more okay with characters killing each other. As long as it happens in an alternate universe.
How dark and gritty the DC movie universe is.
Yeah.
Think about how much stuff they're doing on their spin-off Titans for their DC Universe app.
Yeah.
I just think that Warner Brothers may finally say, well, we're going all in with all this profanity, violence, and gore elsewhere. Might as well let the video games do it too now.
Maybe. I don't know, though. I don't know.
I feel like they have to get there eventually, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, but it's going to be a very slow, gradual process with WB probably kicking and screaming the whole way. But I don't see it happening like that right now. I don't know why, but I think these are going to be separate IPs, personally.
So what do you think is most likely then? Is it Mortal Kombat 11?
I do think it's going to be another fighting game. I do think it's going to be another fighting game.
Do you think, when you say it's another fighting game, are you thinking sequel or are you thinking prequel?
That I don't know. No idea.
Because a lot of people would love to see what Mortal Kombat was like 500 years ago during the time of the great Kung Lao.
Absolutely. You could see the ancestors of all the characters.
Yeah.
And they'd all be unique, but they'd be tied into the OG characters from the first game some way. Kind of like Mortal Kombat Conquest, the TV show. That would be so cool.
So you're thinking like Taja, Zero, Vorpax?
Maybe. I would love to see a game like that. I think a lot of
I'll tell you what. In MKX, when there was that scene with Kung Jin going through the Shaolin Temple and they show like paintings on the wall of past champions, there's a lot of people that really just zoomed in on those paintings and were like, I want to see the Kenshi ancestor, who's also blind for some reason. I want to see those characters.
Right.
So you never know what WB might do. The way MKX was, with them flashing back from 25 years ago to today all the time, it makes you wonder if the next one might flash back from the present to 500 years ago.
I'd love to see it happen, man. I'd love to see a game like that happen. Time will tell. We don't know. I have no idea. I think it's going to be another fighting game. I'm hoping it's more like a Shaolin Monks 2, because I love the story aspect of the game, and I think like a multiplayer co-op with something like that that's like more open world and, like a lot of Easter eggs to discover, I would go nuts for that. I think a lot of fans would go nuts for that. But I think that it's going to be a fighting game because I think they've got their ties with the, esports community and things like that, where they want to stay fresh with that. I mean, from a marketing standpoint, WB would want to stay fresh with that. So I would think that it's going to be a standalone fighting game. That's
those are some really good points. Those are some very good points. Do you think? Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Felis, who's in the channel. What is up, Felis? Felis is, I guess we could say, we've got a celebrity in the house right now. Felis, the creator of Mortal Kombat, the guy that does all those reviews of the Mortal Kombat Conquest shows, the guy that does those hilarious Defenders of the Realm videos.
Yes,
dude. So glad to see you in the channel.
He's from Canada, right? I remember seeing some of his stuff. The guy's super talented, and his stuff made me laugh out loud. He's a super talented guy. He had his buddy dress up as Johnny Cage with the movie, like the movie stuff, and they would joke around. He did this one skit I remember Fellas did, where his friend Johnny Cage had just auditioned for the role of Guile in Street Fighter, and they were poking fun at it, and I remember that. Great stuff. This guy's hilarious. Highly recommend his content.
And still at it. What's up, buddy? I mean, look, this guy, not only that, but he got the Mortal Kombat Mythologies Gold 2000 cart well before I did. When the first time I found out about that was because of you. And I'm like, oh my God, I want that.
That's awesome.
Happy to say I finally did get it, by the way. Oh, man, just glad to have you in the stream.
Absolutely.
But look, back to what we were saying. Do you think the next Mortal Kombat game that they're doing, you think they will, if they do call it Mortal Kombat 11, do you think they'll use Roman numerals, or do you think they'll use Arabic numerals? Very important here. Is it going to be 1-1, or is it going to be XI?
I don't think it's going to be either.
Are they going to spell it out? ELEVEN, Mortal Kombat 11?
I mean, I don't... like, here's the thing. Like, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, I know they put the V in there, but, like, then they came out with Deception. There was no 6.
Yeah.
I think they use the Roman numerals once in a while, but I think that they don't use it a whole lot. I would be really surprised if this game had the title 11. I think that's it's going to be its working title, but I think they're going to come up with like a cool name, like Mortal Kombat Bloodlust or Bloodstorm or something.
Oh, you think they're going to go back to subtitles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And hey, look, Lone Wolf is saying the exact same thing. Man, I love it how on the same page all the viewers are with us right now. Dude, you guys rock.
Yeah.
We are really having a good conversation here. And Super Nintendo brought a good point that I kind of want to explore.
Okay.
He just says a lot of the stuff that drives him crazy about the current gaming, and these are some of the same kind of pet peeves I have. The microtransactions, the monetizations, the loot boxes, all that stuff. EA actually was under a lot of pressure, I think, and they're releasing Command and Conquer. They're re-releasing the classic Command and Conquer, and they promise there will be no microtransactions.
Coming from EA, I don't know if I fully believe that.
Well, I mean, if they say it and then they go back on it, imagine the backlash.
I think that if anybody's used to backlash, though, it's definitely EA. I don't know. More props to them if they finally go that route and finally stop being tone deaf to the audience. But we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. So we'll have to wait and see as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, look, when Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe came out, I really, really wanted DLC because it was like a new thing that was finally possible. It was feasible for gaming companies to implement it. And they had planned some, and it just didn't quite happen. I don't know if you remember that Quan Chi was going to be... He was actually already in story mode all the way, so they were going to make him a fully playable character. And the other one was Harley Quinn. I don't know if you remember seeing those renders.
Maybe.
It just never quite worked out, and then it took a while, but finally when Mortal Kombat 2011 was released, they did come out with DLC. And then at that point, it's like, I kind of am not so excited for it anymore. And it's kind of goes back to what the Super Nintendo guy is just saying, like all that stuff. And yes, not MK Immortal for mobile, but MKX Mobile. Yeah, it has all those same things. It has where you have the souls, right? And you basically kind of gamble with the souls to see if you're going to get the character that you want. And if there's a character that you really, really want, it's just luck of the draw if you're gonna get them or not,
Yeah.
right? Like if you want Punk Cassie, or if you want the Kentaro that they have on MKX Mobile, like good luck.
Yeah.
You just have to get a bunch of souls and you have to spend them all in the right place and hope for the best. Yeah, it does kind of drive you nuts. As opposed to the classic Mortal Kombat games, if you want a character, you pick that character. And if you need to unlock them, like if you need to wait behind a tent in Edenia at C3 at 12 midnight or something like that,
Good
you do
memories.
what it takes and you go to the spot and you unlock the character. And you, one way or another, you earn it.
Yep.
And now you just have to get lucky and get them. That's a lot of skill-based players don't like that. It really rubs people the wrong way,
Right.
and I don't blame you at all.
Yeah. I miss those days. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
And then people would troll and they'd put up like other characters, and then like you'd have to sit in a spot and do something really insane, and then I'd be one of the idiots that would fall for it and do it, and
Oh,
and I'd be
Fatal
like,
Cade,
I'd be
what are we
like,
gonna do with you?
it's not working.
What are we gonna do with you, man?
And then I'd see a video from you, and you'd be like, "Yeah, this is totally not right. This is a rumor," or Total MK would post a video or you, and I'd be like, "Oh, I feel stupid now."
Well,
times.
it's just one of those things that if you've been around the community for a long time, you kind of have a vested interest in getting rid of fake news. Whoops. Fake news. Down with the fake news.
Oh God.
You're fake news. You're fake news. You're all fake news.
Oh my God. Oh man, you crack me up.
So speaking of fake news, I guess there's this Game Awards thing.
Yes.
Pain Train Gaming just brought it up, and we were kind of talking about that earlier. It's like, yeah, the Game Show Awards. You think there's anything to that, or you think it's just more fake news?
I don't know, man. I am really torn. I think there's a chance. You got to look at it like this. Is it an event that's really big, on the same level as E3? If it's close to or on the same level as E3, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we got an announcement. If it's not, I think that they're going to just take their time and wait and show us next year at E3.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always been all these rumors about anytime there's a gaming event, they're like, oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 will be announced there. Like,
Yeah.
why did people think it was going to be announced at Combo Breaker?
There were people that even thought it was going to be announced at Combat Con.
Right, which is not even like an official WB
I got
sponsored
messages.
event.
I got messages from people. Hey, I heard a rumor, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen, dude. As cool as it would be, it's not gonna happen. They want to be
I
on
mean,
a
and
big
look,
platform.
E3, that one at least made sense because games are typically announced at E3.
Yeah,
It's not going to be announced at like PAX Gaming or something like that. Like, come on.
yeah.
But the only thing that makes me think there's even a hint of truth to this Game Show Awards thing is the fact that Dan Pesina was sharing it on his social media.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. I did not see that on social media. Can you tell us what it said or give us a general idea?
It was just a link to an article on some other website.
Okay.
But honestly, it's like I don't really trust any of these rumors that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be at any of these game shows, except when Dan Pesina is sharing it. And yeah, happy birthday, Dan. That makes me think that there might be a little bit more something to it. Maybe it's worth checking out the game show just in case.
I think we should even stream the game show. Remember when we had Total MK on and we all goofed off and we all waited forever and nothing happened, and we saw that one action adventure game with the samurais and we're like, Raiden, and it's like,
Yeah.
we should do that again.
Yeah, you know what? Just in case there is something, it would be cool. And even if not, even if it's a bust like during the E3 event, it would be fun to just kind of have him back on and just watch the show together and see what's up.
I agree. We need to make that a thing and see if we can make that happen. Because I'm totally down for that. And I think it would be good in case something does break, then we're here covering it live. So
Yeah, just in case.
you can never be too safe with this stuff. It's always good to just jump on board and get on it. So I'm absolutely down for making that a reality. And I think it would be fun to have Total MK back. I miss that. Our crazy Australian friend. He needs to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of our crazy Australian friend, I mean, I guess we still got Outworld in the channel, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Outworld is great as well. So we'll see. We'll get Total on here. Maybe we can get one other guy on here as well, so we can fill up the whole boxes for this thing, because I'd love that to happen.
Pain Train Gaming is also going to be doing it along with us.
Oh, nice.
Technically, that makes you our competitor. Boo! Boo! No, I'm just kidding. Actually, Pain Train is awesome. In fact, I should be going on your stream in a couple days. Isn't that right? I think I'll be on as a special guest on your show.
Look at you.
So, yeah. So look out for that, guys. Look out for watch Pain Train Gaming's channel. If you want to plug the date, because I am drawing a blank as to exactly when we said. But feel free to plug your channel and share the address here on the Twitch. That's cool with us.
Pain Train is always good content. Love his stuff. So I'm very happy that you get to do this. I get so excited every time I see you on another stream. I'm not gonna lie. When you were on the Combat Network, I was at work, right? And I'm sitting there on my phone, like just hiding in the bathroom watching it. I'm like, that's my co-host. I went nuts.
So that's what you were doing before you got your promotion? You were hiding out in the bathroom watching Mortal Kombat videos on the internet? That's great.
I was watching you, supporting you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, Combat Network, they're good people. Yes. Like Shock and Conquer and Mike Metroid and all those guys. Good people.
And Druzus, who we had on our stream not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm definitely going to be checking that out. I'm going to be all excited. You're representing MKO and on such a prominent channel like Pain Train Gaming. That's awesome. So, props,
That's pretty
man.
Sweet.
That's amazing.
Pretty sweet. Speaking of gaming, weren't you going to fire up MAME and do a little bit of gameplay here with us?
Yeah, we were, but I wanted to also show off our current leaderboard for the Combat Code champions here.
Geronimo, yeah.
Lone Wolf, and Sir Frank Otter are the only guys that have gotten their names and won cool stuff. Like, I believe our last winner was actually Lone Wolf Productions, who earned one of these spectacular Raiden hats that are autographed by the one and only Richard Epcar, who is the voice of Raiden in Mortal Kombat 9X and Mortal Kombat vs. DC. And the hat was purchased in the same store that the Mortal Kombat 1 costumes were purchased in Chicago, Illinois. So, history all the way around. Really rare item you won't be able to get anywhere else. And actually, I dropped into the costume store not terribly long ago, and they don't have any more of these hats. They're gone.
Yeah, they're sold out. That is Fantasy Costumes. That is the original costume shop that all the costumes for the Mortal Kombat games were purchased at. And you got a Raiden hat from that exact shop. Yeah. So...
Well, I bought out the rest of them actually, and I sent them all to Richard Epcar, and he was such a good guy, and he signed them all and sent them back, and that's it. Like, there are no more hats there. I was there not too long ago, and they're still gone, and they don't think they're gonna have any more come back. So that was a good get for sure.
That really was. All right, so listen, I think I have a good way that we can do this. Because I think we got to get away from the trivia, at least for this stream. And if there's a lot of demand for it, maybe we'll bring it back.
Okay.
But I am going to send you something. And this is going to be...
Here we go.
All right, you're going to have to do this by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm used to that. Let me see what we got here.
Dude, you are going to love this. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. But this is a way that we can include everybody who's in the stream. In fact, let's just make the requirements very minimal.
Okay.
Guys, in the chat, just say F. Yeah, like pay F to do your respects. Just pay your respects right now. Everybody give me an F. And if you do that, you're automatically entered into this giveaway here. You're automatically entered in for a chance to win.
Oh, wow.
And Fatalcade, do you see... what I sent you?
Yes, it's a link.
Okay, if you just type that into your browser, you can load everybody's names in here, and everybody's got a fair shot at this.
Okay, let me see what I'm getting into here, because I just looked at it on my phone. Let's take a look. here. Okay. So I see it. And it's a wheel. So what do we do here?
You type everybody's name. Everyone who typed an F, we're going to put their names in there.
All right, let me load this up on my phone so I can multitask this, because we're doing this by the seat of my britches.
Well, you probably want to do this from your computer browser, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right. Let me see here.
Because then guess what? Then you can share your browser in the telescreen there. We've got that little telescreen right now that has the code champions. It would be cool that they can spin the wheel and see which one of them is going to win.
Good Lord. It's going to be a lot of typing, but that's all right. We'll get this here.
Well, if you want, I can just type everyone's names for you, and you can copy and paste them.
I think I can handle it. We'll be all right.
I did it. Boom.
How are you so fast?
I was secretly typing it the whole time.
That's not fair.
Anything to make the stream go that much smoother, buddy.
Nice. All right, so you've already typed in...
Everybody who typed in F, I already typed their names.
All right, and then I'll go ahead and just put them in here.
Yep.
Okay.
Did I forget Plague of Souls? Whoops. You can't trust me, man. You can't take my word for it. I could have skipped somebody.
Oh no, don't do that. All right.
I see Plague of Souls. I did totally miss him. So, not too late. Not too late. You are included, buddy. Good watching out there, man. Good watching out.
I'm busy typing away here. Let's see here. Good Lord, there's a lot of F's in here. Of course, we've got Lone Wolf Productions.
Well, we got a lot of people paying respects.
Yes, lots. Brenfu. Let's see.
Oh, Outworld just cracked the code. He says, so I'm guessing the image you teased me with online was that sexy new layout I'm seeing. And that is indeed.
Yes.
Oh, Outworld, you missed the story with this new layout. We were talking about it in the very beginning of the stream. So happy with this new layout. I'll tell the story while you get the wheel spinning thing loaded up.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, what was that in Discord? That's some sort of a colorful fox. Yeah, Anthony from the Mortal Kombat book of Remembrance. We talked to him about it. He's a guy who can extract assets from the Mortal Kombat games, all the 3D games. He can get anything from MKX, MK versus DC, MK9. Just incredible what he's able to do. Even some of the older stuff, even some of the PS2 era games. And he put together this tower that you see before you. So Fatal Cade and I are now in these. I like these boxes. I think they're bigger than what we had on the old layout. I just think these are great. And Cyrax is trapped here the whole time.
Yeah.
And Fatal Cade added the sand blowing around. Like, dude, this is just incredible. And I love the telescreen in the center. Like, this is just absolutely incredible. We can still appreciate it from the beginning of the stream to the end. I don't think this layout will ever get old.
No. This is going to be around for a long, long time. This is our new official branding, and I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, so I got everyone's names put in here, and now what do we do here?
Okay, so let's see if I can walk you through it.
Oh, okay.
You should just
hit apply.
You should just. Oh, you know what? If you've got everyone's name,
Yes.
You might actually want to show it in your telescreen before you go any further.
Yes, I'm actually going to go ahead and show it in our telescreen here in just a moment. Let me see here. We're going to go ahead and add this. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Just tell them to refresh if they're having issues. Should be no biggie.
Okay.
And let's see. I love that I have everything organized. I'm just gonna pat myself on the back for that.
Yep, yep, yep.
All right.
Looks like Lone Wolf is starting to panic a little bit here.
Lone Wolf is panicking. Why is he panicking?
Yeah. Yeah, Lone Wolf, you gotta get a hold of yourself. Snap out of it, man.
Don't panic, bro.
Don't panic.
Don't do it.
You've got to remain calm.
Remain calm. I love it.
Get a hold of yourself. All right, so the telescreen is still blank.
Yes, I'm loading it in right now.
Okay.
And we should be set. Here we go.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
There we go. It's there.
Okay.
So is this because of the throwback of the whole spin to win that all of our viewers were talking about on Twitter?
Maybe it is.
You've got us.
Maybe it is.
Spin to win.
But look at this, guys. Everybody's name who typed F, their name is in the wheel now.
How about that? There you go. So I think I know where we're getting at with this. Let me see. I'm guessing I just click it and that selects our winner.
Yep.
Should I do that now?
Well, why not?
All right. Here we go. Good luck.
Okay.
As Raiden would say,
you'll need
it. Outworld. Outworld. He's the winner.
Okay, awesome.
Great stuff. Should we so this is the giveaway winner and he is the winner of the Raiden hat?
That's it.
That is how we're doing it?
That's it.
Alrighty. Congratulations to Outworld. He gets our last one. There's no more.
It's funny because we literally just added everybody's names into the wheel now. It's click to spin, so it's totally random, and people will still say it's rigged.
Oh my gosh.
It's like it's impossible to rig it like when you do it in real time this.
Yeah,
like,
it's not possible. The other thing that we were using with the what do you call it, the combat codes, which we can still use. That's still ready to go and preloaded.
Oh yeah.
The combat codes are actually, so it's technically like a 1 in 15 chance to win every time you spin, but it's totally random. You can sometimes win 5 times in a row, or you can go like 25, 30 spins and not win anything. So it's totally random. I mean, I think, have you actually been over to my place and seen the setup? I think you have.
Not only that, but we were doing like a conference call the other day, and I thought we might even do like a surprise live stream, which we didn't do. But you showed me what you do to have it set up there, and yeah. I just think it's incredible, man. You really got this. You have so many bells and whistles that you bring to this stream. It's absolutely amazing. I'm glad I was able to contribute this little wheel thing right now. I thought that was a fun little contribution.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I told you I'd figure something out by the end of the stream.
Yeah. And absolutely, you do get your name added, and I'm going to actually put it in there right now while we're live. So
in real time.
In real time. So you will now have an official place on the winner's combat codes board. So you'll get your name on there as well, which I'm loading up the Photoshops to make that happen. But definitely good stuff. And then I guess, do we have any more speculations on the Game Awards? I mean, do you, and really, no one would know this question, I think, better than you, Tabmock, but do you think, what percentage of chance do you think that they'll show it at the Game Awards? As somebody who's covered the games and been to these events, what do you think?
Well, I kind of think that all my past experience, covering Mortal Kombat since 2002, when I went to my very first E3 where they had Deadly Alliance, it's still a total shot in the dark. Like, despite everything, despite all the marketing plans that they had from the Midway days, kind of all that went out the window when Warner Brothers purchased them. So it's like, well, it's a whole different ballgame. None of that really helps me decide one way or the other. I truly think that E3 is our best bet. I think there's a much smaller chance that these Game Awards are going to bring some new game revelation. Let me ask you this. Let's bring it outside of just Warner Brothers for a minute. How many new games have you ever seen announced at an awards show?
A few. There's been a few.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the award shows are pulling up more and more views, so I think it's a possibility. I think it's in the realm of possibility for sure. It's just one of those things that we just don't. I think we just won't know for sure until we see it. But the fact that Ed didn't come out and deconfirm with, Rocksteady, maybe they will.
Ed not deconfirming things. Think about how many other things he hasn't deconfirmed.
That's true too. That might be Ed's way of saying we're not going to show anything too. So
I mean, honestly, I think Ed's big thing is just to increase the amount of speculation that's going on. Yeah. So I think if Ed retweets someone else saying they're not going to be there, he knows that the outcome of that will be people will speculate, what does this mean for MK? And that's what he wants.
Yeah, he probably is trying to get viewers to go watch the Game Awards too. And it would be in his best interest too, right? Because is Mortal Kombat X going to be up there for the Game Awards, or is Injustice 2 up there for Game Awards this year? Is it one of the games that could be selected to win?
I see all this talk online about the new Spider-Man game, about Red Dead Redemption 2, and like what's going to be the game of the year. It's hard to say one way or the other. I don't know if Injustice is up for anything.
Here's the thing.
But
if a NetherRealm game is up for an award, that's why Ed didn't deconfirm that they're not going to show anything. That's why he didn't say it, because he wants people to tune in and vote for NetherRealm. But if there's no NetherRealm game on the fixins to win any kind of awards, then there's a chance. And I think that's the most common sense answer.
Now, can you update the Discord? Because it looks like there's some new GIFs going on there.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
And I will always pronounce it GIFs. I will never say GIFs.
Yes. It's totally some of the GIFs.
What are you doing to me? It's GIFs.
GIFs. It's GIFs, Tabmock. It's GIFs.
Fatalcade? You don't know what you're messing with here, buddy. You don't know what. You're in for a world of hurt. You don't even know.
I pronounce it GIFs, but that's none of my business.
Okay. You know what? I can't take you seriously. I was going to get you this for Christmas, but now you can just forget it.
What's that? Hang on, wait, what is that? Jurassic Park? Oh, you break my heart. I love Jurassic Park stuff. I can't not have Jurassic Park in my life.
Everybody, send all your Jurassic Park stuff to Fatalcade right now.
Do it! Fun thing though, I still want to get involved with the Jurassic Park podcast. Now, I don't know if these guys are Jurassic Park. I'd say a majority of MK fans probably like Jurassic Park, right? Like, even you like Jurassic Park. You're probably not a hardcore Jurassic Park guy, right? But you...
Hey, I read the book.
You like the...
I read the original book, so...
You like the
hardcore
franchise.
Enough.
Yeah, you like the movie. It's a good movie franchise. But the guys from Jurassic Park podcast, I love their stuff. And I'm a hardcore Jurassic Park fan just like MK. We talked about it. I'd love to, and we actually communicated with them, I would love for us to do a co-stream of Jurassic Park and MK and talk about some of the Jurassic Park assets that they put in the MK games, right? Like the T-Rex and stuff like that, and kind of talk about it. But these guys have actually, we've gotten to interview the actors from the movie. These guys have also interviewed the actors from the Jurassic Park movies. So we could talk about those fun experiences. But I think just a mashup fun stream, just a one-off thing where we could get involved with them would be a huge hit. I'm a big fan of their content, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I'd personally have a ton of fun doing something like that. Now, that's still a ways off, and we still got to figure out the ands and ifs and how we'll do it and make it, Mortal Kombat Online related as well, and figure out how we go about it so we don't want it to lean one way or the other too heavy. Kind of like MK versus DC. But I think it would be a really fun stream because Jurassic Park, especially in the books, as you know, if you read them, is very very dark, very gory, nothing like the PG-13 movies. So, and I think it's safe to say MK fans are gore fest fanatics. So, could be some good content that they might be interested in. So,
well, listen, I wanted to get back to something that Uncle Cranky had said a couple of lines ago. He goes, "Sir, Tabmock99, the creator of the file format, officially stated it is supposed to be GIF, like the peanut butter." Well, a rebuttal. Doesn't really matter what the creator says. The creator of Star Wars, George Lucas, can say that Greedo shot first and not Han. Doesn't make it true. So the creator can sometimes be outvoted here, overruled in this case.
It's GIF, guys. It's pronounced GIF.
I can't tell if you mean that or if you're just saying that to piss me off.
Both. The Discord. It's off the chain. I love it. I love it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I got something too for Discord. Bear with me here.
I think the Discord's siding with you because it's Xing out the GIF.
It could go either way, couldn't it?
Maybe.
It's Xing it out. Yeah, it's Xing it out when it's on the J. You're right.
So who posted that? Who's responsible for that? I have to find out.
You know what?
Scott.
Everybody is.
Scott.
Everybody knows I'm right. It's GIF.
It's GIF.
It's like a gift.
GIF. Like the peanut
It's
butter.
like a gift that you give somebody. It's
like
the gift that never stops gifting.
It's the gift that you give when they open it. It says GIF and it's peanut butter. That's exactly what it is.
Okay. Well, you're just being ridiculous at this point.
I feel like we could go back and forth on this forever. It's a good GIF. We'll just say that. Can we say that? A good GIF?
We could go back and forth forever, but we'd never get anywhere, would we?
We can just call it a good GIF. It's a happy medium. It sounds cool. I think the viewers are down for that. A good GIF.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, well, listen. I've got the best GIF ever for you.
Oh. I'm intrigued.
Let's see here.
Oh, you know what I should have brought?
What's that?
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
What should you have brought?
I should have brought the Sub-Zero that I got at Combat Con to show that again on stream. Because I know there were some people that wanted to see it. Combat Con was so cool. It literally, they had so many cool stuff there. So many cool things. But, yeah, it was cool. Oh, wait. I think GIF.
Finally.
There you go. This is a pretty cool looking MK logo.
Yeah. What do you think it's going to do?
Yeah, the Discord and the GIF system in there is awesome, and how it ties into the stream is a lot of fun. So you guys have a lot of fun by jumping into Discord as well. But I love that Jurassic Park Mortal Kombat logo. Could that maybe be a thing? Are you trying to tell me there's something maybe you've already orchestrated with these podcast guys that I don't know about yet?
No, nothing. There's no hidden message here. This is not like an Ed Boon tweet that you have to decipher and read a million things into it that aren't there.
Man, like sometimes you surprise me. You come up with really cool stuff and like it just comes out of nowhere.
You know, I actually made this GIF a long time ago because when I was doing like a video about Reptile and I was explaining like, well, why did they decide that he was a raptor? Like, why did in MK Trilogy they said that his race was the raptor race?
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to Jurassic Park because the raptors were like the superstar of that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's favorite dinosaur before that was T-Rex.
Well, T-Rex
and Jurassic Park like really hyped up the whole Velociraptor thing.
T-Rex is still my favorite.
There you go.
T-Rex has always been my favorite. I mean, the raptors are cool, but the T-Rex, man, I mean, that thing gets a hold of you, you're done. Raptor slices at you, you can get away. T-Rex, nope, game over. That's why I like the T-Rex. It's big, it's scary, it's got a lot of teeth. And the way they designed that thing, they made it look Like when we were at the remember when we went to the museum and we were looking for the old MK stuff that John Tobias had talked about,
Oh yeah, yeah, the Field Museum.
and then we actually saw like the skeleton of Sue the T-Rex. That's what they call it at the museum, Sue.
Yep.
I was thoroughly disappointed
Why?
because that T-Rex did not look scary, and how they described it did not sound scary. It sounded like a docile, big, dumb animal. And I was like, no, that can't be. That can't be. You know, I was
Well,
just.
that was the largest, most complete T-Rex skeleton that anybody's ever unveiled.
But how they fleshed it out just didn't look as intimidating, man. What they did with it on the design in Jurassic Park. Speaking of artists, got to give the Jurassic Park guys credit because they made that thing look terrifying. And then,
I'll be honest, seeing one that's actually alive and in motion and is roaring and can open its mouth and slice you up real quick, yeah, that's going to be more intimidating than a bunch of bones
yeah, that's probably true too.
that you know aren't going anywhere.
And the way they drew it up just didn't look intimidating. But it is just a rough drawing. We'll never know what one actually looked like. You know, I would like
hey,
to think.
can you refresh the Discord again?
Yeah.
Because that is something that I made that Lone Wolf is now sharing, where Goro and Motaro are fighting over Centaur season, Shokan season.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. If Discord wants to cooperate with me.
I think it will.
It hasn't loaded up in my Discord yet.
Oh.
But interesting. I really want to see this Lone Wolf thing. Let me see.
Right? This is a gift that I made like years and years ago.
Oh, wow. Let's take a look here. Give me 1 second and I'll try to manually refresh this here.
Jasper said he had a real tooth of a Spinosaurus.
Really?
He donated it to a museum, but that's cool to have like a real one.
Oh, yeah. That's insanely cool. There we go.
Yep.
Shokan season. I love it.
Yeah, it's like Bugs and Daffy.
Yeah. Good stuff. That's great. Oh, man. But, you know, I hope that the next... Because they're still talking about doing the next MK movie, since we're talking on the topic of film. I hope that it is rated R, and I think that's what they're going to go for, too, is an R rating. We were discussing that, if I recall.
Yeah.
I think it's
That's
about
right.
time. I think the fans of the franchise who were kids back then are our age now. We're grown up. We're in a society now where blood and gore is not that shocking. So I think it's time we got a proper, gory, gritty MK movie.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm thinking like a lot of people when they talk about the Mortal Kombat movie from 1995 that was rated PG-13, everybody loves it. And when you talk to people about Mortal Kombat Legacy, the web series, the dark and gritty reboot, the one with the gore, people tend not to like that one as much. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I know in my head I can get excited for an R-rated movie, an R-rated MK, but when it actually comes out, is it going to hold up as well? Are we going to like that as much as we liked the old classic Mortal Kombat movie?
Well, they're going to have to get good people. And I'll tell you, when I talked to Lyndon and when I talked to Robin and we had done our interviews and stuff, they were talking about how they would love to come back and do another movie. They're all about it. They're all about it. So I think that would definitely... It's in the realm of possibility. Chris Casamassa seemingly wants to do it. Lyndon definitely wants to do it. Robin wants to do it. And I think that they could still reprise their roles. They still look great. They're in great shape. I'd love to see them come back. So hopefully somebody saw that and contacts these guys and says, hey, let's do it. Let's have a reunion. And this time, let's make it an R-rated movie. If you get that same cast and you get maybe Paul Anderson back on board to direct it, Paul Anderson, let's not forget, besides the Resident Evil movies, which I think are also good, directed a movie with, get this, Jurassic Park actor Sam Neill. Do you remember the name of that movie? Do you remember?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Do you remember the name of it?
Let me think. Sam Neill, Oh yeah, you're talking about Event Horizon.
Yes, that was a
Yeah.
very dark movie, and it was a very gory movie. If they got Paul Anderson to bring those aspects into MK, be off the chain. So, I'd love to see a big reunion for those guys, and I'd love to see another MK movie in the works. Fans would love to see, I think, that creative cast, and not just that cast, but the director come back. Now, I know that it's not going to happen with Paul Anderson. I think they're going to have James Wan do it. But if he can follow that same format, I think it's going to be awesome. And James Wan is also a very, very talented guy too. So I'd love to see what they're going to come up with. I think it's going to be good. I do.
What's your favorite James Wan movie?
Oh, I can't think of any off the top of my head. You put me on the spot. I have.
Oh,
I just know that some of his stuff has been very, very good.
well, like he did the Saw movies.
Yes, you're right. So yeah,
He
that.
did Furious 7. He's actually doing Aquaman, which, later this month.
Yes, but the Saw movies, if he can bring that aspect into it, it's gonna be off the chain. So, I mean, he can do gore. That's a given. So, I think it could be good.
Well, yeah, I just think when people are saying, "Hey, we want that R-rated Mortal Kombat," and I also see like Lone Wolf was saying the other day, like he doesn't want the PG-13 related Deadpool. It's like, well, PG-13 movies can be good and R-rated movies can be bad. Like there's more to a movie and how enjoyable it is that beyond the rating.
And you got to keep.
Like I don't think we should need to be so fixated on that part of it. I think they can do a really good job, or like Annihilation showed, they can kind of go the other way with it.
Yeah, and the other thing you got to keep in mind with this too, right, is when it comes to MK movies and movies in general. Let's go with movies in general here. It's all about a business standpoint. If you market a movie to be PG-13, you are going to get a wider audience. You're casting a wider net. More people can and will see it. But if you're doing an R-rated movie, suddenly your 16-year-olds can't really watch it. Even your 17-year-olds can't really watch it. But again, in today's society, I mean, do you really get carded at the movie theater anymore? Is that really a thing?
Maybe you don't.
Uh, at least at the movie theaters up here in Chicago, I've seen kids that are nowhere near 18 years old waltz on into R-rated movies that I've seen. So I think it's a lot more. It's not like it used to be back in the 90s. Like you get carded for everything back then. Now it's a lot more laid back. But
Yeah.
I think an R-rated MK needs to happen. I think it should happen, and I hope it's a success when it does happen, and I hope it is good, and I think it will be.
Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I mean, even if you don't like it, there's always the old one, right? Like no harm, no foul.
Right. And
I want to know. I want you to do this too. I want you to update the Discord because Outworld just shared some really awesome Mortal Kombat Jurassic Park crossover, like a kind of a mashup.
yes, I have it here. Oh wait, hang on. Let me scroll it so it fits because this is really nice. I love it.
You want to make sure this is presented in all its glory.
Yes. I love
Yeah,
that.
that is great. I think that's a t-shirt design too. That is absolutely great.
It's fantastic. Love it.
But can you set the Discord to like automatically update now?
It should automatically update. Sometimes it gets finicky with me, but
I think you just have to scroll all the way to the bottom and then you should be good.
right, I did.
Okay.
So now we should be all set.
Should be all set. Yeah. MK
awesome.
Master is asking, is the early start time for the stream going to be common? Oh, we did start this stream a little bit earlier than we started most of our streams.
I think our stream times are kind of based on when me and Tabnock have the time to do it. We both work crazy hours. I know
we only started today's stream early because you have a party
Right.
to get to
I
of some
have,
kind.
I have an event to get to. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Are there going to be pictures at this event?
I'm sure I'm gonna have some photos.
Are you going to record videos at this event?
I'll probably definitely record some videos.
Are you
So,
going to ask anybody about the game show awards at this event?
I don't know if I can do that on camera, but We'll see.
Okay.
I'll definitely ask. I don't think I'll be able to put it on camera, but I'll definitely
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm just curious why that story got shared because I was just going to tune it out as just another rumor, something not worth paying attention to, except for the person who shared it. Makes me think,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Maybe something to it.
Maybe.
So I guess we better wrap up the stream here because you've got somewhere to go.
Well, it's not even 4 o'clock yet. I don't have to technically leave until 6, so I got time.
With Chicago traffic, you think that's going to give you enough time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it does yeah. I mean,
well, in that case, you were talking about playing some games earlier.
Yes,
can you still do that?
I sure can. I was excited to show everybody this too. So let me go ahead here and load this up for everybody because I know everyone wants to check this out. It's pretty fun. So we'll go ahead and have fun and play some games with everybody. So here we go. A little MK3 action. Just a good old-fashioned MK3. I may have to program this guy to properly work, so bear with me.
It looks good to me. Oh, you're talking about the controller.
Yep, that's the fun part. So
yeah. By the way, I got something MK3 related. Let me get that. I'll show you.
Oh, fun. Fun. Oh, you know what? I might have to reset MAME. So give me uno momentos, guys. We'll get MAME back up. But yeah, I'm excited to play some MK3 with everybody here on the stream. There we go. Sweet. All right.
This came all the way from Australia.
Ooh.
Now, it looks like it says Mortal Kombat 2. That's the Mortal Kombat 2 style artwork. But if you pay attention, that's a Roman numeral 3.
Yeah, it is.
So this is some weird, crazy pirate Mortal Kombat 3. And I swear, when I play it, it seems like the speed is way faster than regular MK3.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now the label is obviously not to be trusted. It says SNS 28 USA. And there is no way that this is a USA card. I mean, you can look at it and you can tell this is the European style or Super Famicom style cartridge.
Right.
Oh, Outworld already knows this. I forget that he's got a million pirate carts, too, of Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo, just like me. Me and Outworld probably have all the Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 pirate carts.
Oh, wow. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am.
Yeah,
sure.
Man. Some Aussie back alley on eBay.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind. I don't really mind supporting the Australian black market. You know, I'm a big underworld guy myself back home.
I was waiting for that Kano reference. I was waiting for it.
How lucky for them back home.
Oh man, good stuff. I'm excited to play some MK3. This is actually MK3 that we're playing, so this isn't Ultimate MK. And there are some differences in this one that were not in Ultimate, right? And do you know what a lot of those differences are off the top of your head, Tab?
Well, first of all, you've got the intros, which are way better in vanilla MK3 than they are in Ultimate. In Ultimate, they're just plain, text messages in front of a generic background. So I love that. There's a couple of special moves that are not in MK3. They're in Ultimate. Like Stryker doesn't have his gun, for example.
Right.
But some of the special moves in MK3 are more powerful. So, for example, Sub-Zero's Ice Clone, you can do that right up in their face.
Oh,
you,
wow.
you can just go right up in someone's face, do a nice clone, and then they kind of like back off a little bit, and they get frozen. So that's cool. Cabal's combos are a little bit more powerful here.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the friendships, at least one of the friendships is different, and the bank stage is a big one.
Okay. Yeah, the bank stage is awesome.
The graveyard stage too.
The bank stage wasn't in Trilogy, was it? That was another thing.
No, the bank stage was in Trilogy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I don't. Was it in the N64 version though?
Yeah, it's probably not in the N64 version. The N64 doesn't do too well with cartridge space, so they have to take out a lot of stuff.
See, that baffles me though, because wasn't the 64 supposed to be a stronger, like, more memory system?
Well, yeah, but memory is a little bit different than storage capacity, so they want everything to fit on a cartridge, and a CD can just hold more space. It just can.
Yeah.
So that's why like a CD-based system can do all that full motion video, and the cartridge systems, they can't handle that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the mythologies on N64 was so watered down. It just can't do Nintendo what Sony does.
Nintendo.
Yeah, a little play on the Sega tagline from back in the 90s. You know, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those rivalries, man. I really miss Sega in their video game systems. I don't know.
Yeah,
do
you know what I
think
love
Sega will
about...
do you think Sega will ever come back with a console?
Yeah, who knows?
Not
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think the hardware market wasn't for them. Oop, kick him, just... Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh. I know it's a couple seconds ahead for me.
Yeah, I know. By the time I told you that, you were probably long past that stage.
Yeah. I'm dealing with difficult Shang Tsung right now.
Yeah, well, you should be used to that after fighting me in MK2 so much.
Gosh. Don't get me started. Yeah, I've been practicing on the arcade a lot more too, so I'll hopefully pose a bigger challenge for you.
Hey, what kind of joystick are you using?
Me? I'm not using a joystick. I'm using an Xbox One controller.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Yep, just a standard Xbox One controller.
Hold it up for us when you can.
It's the Halo edition, so it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I absolutely love playing the old MAME on here. It would be fun if we could somehow, you and I could at least connect online and play. We could have some battles. Don't you think that would be something we could maybe make happen in the near future while we're still figuring out how we could get users to potentially do something like this?
Oh, yeah. We just gotta play around with it and see. Let's just test it out later.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Shiva's hot. Where's MK Column when you need him? Remember that
right?
Shiva post? Somebody
he
thought
was
Shiva
just
was
saying.
a guy.
He was just saying how everyone told him that Shiva looks like a man, and now here's C Busy Lil saying she's hot. It's like, you take these two comments and put them both back to back. It doesn't look good.
No, it gets kind of confusing.
You know what? I just remembered watching you play here, the biggest difference between MK3 and Ultimate MK3 from a gameplay standpoint. Oh, hey, there's me with Stan Lee. The biggest difference from a gameplay standpoint is the fact that you can no longer jump punch into a combo.
Yes, that's what
which is like a great way, or even a straight up and down jump kick will also let you launch into a combo. When you go back to the vanilla MK3, you can't do that.
Yeah. You gotta literally use that run button.
Yeah, like I'm so tempted to go like back forward high punch and launch the gun. Can't do it.
You could tell I was struggling trying to do it.
Yeah, well you can do like the down back high punch, down back low punch. You can throw some grenades her way.
Oh yeah. That's really cool, man. What was it like to meet Stan Lee, by the way, since someone put that picture up on Discord? Because that's awesome.
Oh man, Stan Lee. Stan Lee was awesome. You know, Stan Lee. I I guess meeting Ed Boon, meeting Stan Lee, like meeting the people who built our childhoods, basically.
Yeah.
That's really something. And I'm not one of those people that like is obsessed with celebrities and has to like meet all these celebrities and just be around them all the time. But being in their presence is truly emotional. Like,
Yeah.
you just know that those people are responsible for influencing the lives of so many millions of people.
Oh yeah. Stan Lee especially.
And they just have such great imaginations. They're so creative. They come up with such great characters and such great storylines and interactions between the characters.
And are
You know, it wasn't all just Stan. He worked with very talented people too, you know, like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko.
Yep.
So I don't want to give him like all the credit, but yeah, it's just great to meet him. He's a great guy, and his contributions are very important to the characters that we all know and love.
Oh yeah. And you got to meet one of those characters at C2E2 when we hung out, in Dave Bautista.
Yep.
So we got to meet Dave Bautista, which was pretty cool. He's a super nice guy. He was big. Big dude.
The dude's ginormous.
he literally just rested his arm on my shoulder, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm standing next to a monster truck with this guy. It's huge.
Dude, you almost had Kung Lao that time. Your punch was just a little off.
I know.
Oh.
I don't know. Do you see somebody like Dave Bautista maybe working in the next MK movie? Do you think he could play like a Shao Kahn?
Oh, God, I wonder. At first, I was gonna say maybe they could he could be Goro and they could just punch it up a little bit. But then I'm thinking about like Ready Player One and how awesome that CG Goro looked. So I'm like, oh, no, maybe they wouldn't go that way.
Yeah. Well, they definitely wouldn't use the robotics that they did in the movie.
No, yeah, that's what's cool. Like when they do the next Mortal Kombat movie, the CG is gonna be like leaps and bounds better than what was available back during the old one.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the violence level, but the special effects, they can definitely do so much more these days. As long as they have like a good solid story, good acting, good script, you know, all those elements need to be really well done in order to appease Mortal Kombat fans.
Yeah. And I think
if they're gonna
well,
if they're gonna make the next Mortal Kombat movie the best video game movie of all time, that means they have to take everything they did in the old one and do it better.
Yeah. A lot better. But I think the CG is going to be off the chain if they do it.
Yep.
I can't remember any of the MK3 fatalities. It's so bad. I'm a Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 guy.
It's amazing how when you're not at Galloping Ghost and you don't have those bezels in front of you that give you all the fatalities,
those
you get
are
lost.
So helpful too. You don't realize how helpful they are until you're playing like a Mortal Kombat game that you're just not, that you don't play very often, I should say. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't play it often. I have the darn arcade machine for MK3, or Ultimate MK3, I should say. But I just enjoy MK2 so much more. I really do need to put more time into the MK3 machine.
Yeah, I think MK2 is still my favorite from the series as well.
What do you think was one of the factors why a lot of people like MK2 over 3?
Well,
got the chat. I don't need a bezel.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's so many things that go into it.
I don't need a bezel, by the way. I got the chat room hooking me up right now with the fatalities.
It's true.
Power of the internet.
Hey, welcome to Depeche Mode. Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. I'm especially happy with the new layout that Anthony Wenc cooked up for us.
From the at Anthony MK Book on Twitter. Hit him up.
Yes.
I'm sure if you ask him nicely, you know, he'll give you a good layout for a really, you know, for a fair price for his talents.
Dude, I'll tell you what I loved about MK2 was that it was, first of all, we were all fans of MK1 by that point, but the improvement from MK1 to MK2 was like night and day.
Oh yeah. And
then the changes from MK2 to MK3 were less so. Yeah. So that means MK3 was less impressive as a step up. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say this. When MK2 came out, you know, and they were talking about it anyway, it was in gaming magazines. You know, they showed like some of the images from the game before it was released. I think it was in GamePro, but I really thought they had different people representing the characters. Like, it was different actors because the graphics looked so different. I thought Johnny Cage was two different actors when I was a kid because the graphics were so totally different.
It's hard to believe that that's still the same Dan Pesina as in MK1. Yeah, he does. I mean, the new camera that they used between the two games makes him look leaps and bounds better.
Yeah, like, you can tell in MK2 that's Danny Pesina. In MK1,
Right.
he kind of had, like, the shorter haircut, and he was wearing the different outfit. And
Yeah, they used the VHS camera for MK1, and MK2 they went with a digital system. Like, and I got to give credit to NBA Jam Book because he linked me to this podcast that Sal DeVito was on, and I got to listen to him say that they basically invented DVR just to do Midway's video games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they had like their own custom digital video recording unit set up that they invented and programmed just to capture and digitize images. And it really, like, between MK1 and MK2, you see the difference.
Oh, yeah.
So for MK3, it was like, all right, they have CG backgrounds, which are pretty impressive, but I think everybody really liked the atmosphere of Outworld.
Yeah.
And I don't know if seeing Earth smashed to pieces really captured people's imaginations the way Outworld did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing a different realm. Whoa, 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 you just gave yourself a game over.
Oh, I did? Oh, I did.
You held the buttons down. What were you?
I was so busy in the conversation. Oh, yeah, the other cool thing in the MK3 is arcade version is it gives you the MK movie promo.
Yeah. Well, that you skipped right past, but yes.
Yes, I know.
Dude, okay, best person to be when you're fighting Motaro is Shiva.
See, I always thought it was like Sub-Zero or Liu Kang.
No, you just do down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If you can get the computer to fall for that pattern, especially in vanilla MK3, I don't think it works so well in Ultimate because they revised some of the patterns. But you do that in MK3, you're golden.
Okay, I will take that advice.
Yeah, I want to see you beat Shao Kahn this time, and don't get distracted. I want to see you stay in the game.
Well, see, I like Cyrax and I like Smoke in MK3. I'm gonna get laughed at. I like Striker. I like Unmasked Sub-Zero and Scorpion in Ultimate MK3 and Liu Kang.
All right, now Cyrax's fatality is down, down, up, down, high punch. I want to see you pull it off.
From a sweep or what? You're gonna have to tell me. I'm running out of time.
Anywhere.
Anywhere? Down, down, up, down, high punch.
Mm-hmm. Helps if you hold block and then let go of it right as you press high punch.
All right, did it. We achieved
Nice.
it. Nice. Look at that, man. Our chat room is legit. These guys are some hardcore MK3 players.
Yeah, man. No, we've been having a great conversation. I can tell that the audience and you and me, we're all like totally engaged. We are all on the same page today.
I really want to find a way for the audience to play while we're streaming, though. I really want to see if we can get to the bottom of that.
Now, listen, Cyrax has one, the Suicide Bomber fatality. That's what I like to call it, Suicide Bomber. That's forward, forward, down, up, run.
Forward, forward, down, up, run. What's the distance?
Close.
Okay.
And again, it helps if you hold block when you press forward, forward, down, up, and then let go of it as you press run.
Okay. Oh, I couldn't get it off in time.
That's what she said.
I know. The puns.
But see, that was your fault for finishing her up with an uppercut. You know, you get a little bit less time to do your fatality inputs because they have to recover from the fall.
Oh. See, you've been hanging out with Outworld, haven't you? I feel like you have. Because
I won't deny that.
You're getting all these really good advice, like tips on getting here.
Oh, dude, I've been playing MK my whole life. Like, come on, I know these tips now. It's in my blood.
I've been playing MK my whole life too, but you're like on another level, man. Okay. It's forward, forward, down, up, run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not pushing up on the right. We'll get it.
Well, sometimes what I like to do too is I just jump and I press forward, forward, down, up, and you have to press that up. You have to press everything fast so that you're still pressing that up as you're still in the air. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then press run as you land. Like if you time it like that, you should be good.
But you have to be close, right?
Yeah. You know, if it's not very close, try like one step back.
Okay.
Down, down, forward, up. Yeah, that's it.
I like how you can just motion with your hands and remember. That's what I do too with Johnny Cage in any of the MK games.
Yeah.
I think I was too far away. Oh, here we go. I just love playing with Cyrax right now since he's in our overlay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm eating it up. Hey, do you remember the subway fatality for Cyrax?
The subway fatality, it should be run, block, run. Very easy.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course, right when I'm gonna do it, Striker ruins it for me. Striker!
It's okay.
Striker must have overheard our conversation and was trying to avoid that.
That's why you decided to strike out.
Yes. Oh, come on.
Well, you can no longer do the subway fatality, I guess, huh?
Yeah, he ruined it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Silver Ring is asking me about an insert coin release date. And actually, I think Fatalcade is the best person to ask about that because Fatalcade, you're involved with helping rip some of the footage for that film.
Yes, I am. Insert coin, to my knowledge, I don't think Josh has came out with a release date for it. I know he's interested in showing some test screenings of it. So I want to say it's close to complete. That's really a Josh Sway question since it's his project. I'm just guy helping, and Josh really keeps everything very compartmentalized. You know, I haven't even seen much of what's in the documentary, and I'm doing some work on it, you know, and I don't even know what's happening. And I think Josh is doing that out of respect to keep it a surprise for me, too, knowing that I'm a big fan of this stuff. But I'm incredibly excited to see what it's going to look like, for sure. And I still have to do some work for Josh, too. I've just been so far behind on my schedule with my new job and getting everything, but now things are starting to kind of lighten up a little bit with my workload, which is nice, because I literally went from a low position to a very high up position in my job, which entails an insane amount of responsibility. So,
which is pretty awesome.
It is very cool because I can totally utilize my position to do something cool for Combat Con next year, which people would probably go nuts for, but we'll have to wait before I can talk about any of that.
Yeah, I just found this thing on Amazon. I just found an insert coin keychain. It's actually got like a little true arcade part there.
Really?
It's up in the Discord if you can see it.
Oh. Oh, it's got the... Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's like what you would actually put into to feed the quarters. And, you know, all the arcade machines are kind of doing away with that now. They're all, like, they've got the cards that you swipe, so it's kind of cool that somebody decided to salvage this and turn it into a keychain for you to wear.
It makes you wonder what other cool things people can come up with used arcade parts, really.
All right, so Silver Ring is asking about some more stuff. Like, are you ripping high-res game footage for him? I think the answer is yes. And then he asks retro arc with shaders. And I'm not sure what that means.
Retro arc with shaders. Are you ripping high-res game footage for him? Retro arc with shaders. No, I'm ripping footage off of MAME. And Josh has given me the settings that he wants. Well, you know, we figured out the settings that Josh wants the MAME to display everything.
That it will make the games look their best.
Right, and it's actually a lot more work than people think it is. But it is very rewarding, and it is a lot of fun to do.
And it is worth it, like, for the final product. You really, I guess if you don't stream and if you don't produce YouTube comment, you might not realize it, but a lot of work goes into adjusting your settings and getting everything right so that the final product is perfect.
Right. I can't tell you, like, for example, let's say I'm ripping something and I pull something for him and I think it looks good and I think it looks fine and I'll be so excited and, you know, I'll have to get some of this stuff, man. You got to play through the whole game.
Wait, hit start, don't get distracted.
I didn't, I got it.
Okay.
But, like, to get some of this stuff, you have to play through the whole arcade game. And some of these games were made to eat quarters, which means they were not easy. So, you know, as much of a gamer and a Midway fan as I am, some of these games are really difficult and really hard. So when you, like, play through them, sometimes you'll put, like, an hour, 2 hours into playing through it. And then, you know, you get all this stuff, you send it to Josh, and then you find out that the audio doesn't sync properly. And then you have to go and you have to recapture everything and make sure that the settings are precise. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into it, but it is a very rewarding thing. And, you know, for me, it's just fun to be a part of something that is so awesome. And Josh's career in Midway is just phenomenal, second to none. So getting to see Josh's story through those days is going to be a lot of fun for me when he releases it. I really want to see what he went through, what they came up with. I mean, he's got some crazy stuff, no doubt, that he's probably keeping close to the vest, I would think, with that documentary, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see it. And
well, I'm super excited to see Insert Coin. I just can't wait to see the final product too, and I really hope that it's going to be in 2019. I'm almost positive that it will be.
I'm positive it's going to come out. I think it's a safe bet to say it's going to come out in 2019. I think, you know, he was hoping that it would come out maybe a little sooner than that, but you know, we'll see how everything kind of pans out.
I did see him say, like, he's not going to be doing any more appearances anywhere because he's just going to focus on finishing up the film. Like, that tells me he is serious about making this happen.
Yeah.
Are you going to be Shiva if you lose?
Uh-oh. I lost... Oh, I know why I lost my control.
You're just kind of standing around doing nothing.
I know, my controller is being finicky. No! Let me see. This Xbox controller is very, very touchy.
Well, hit P to pause it.
It's okay. Oh, I mean, I can still... There we go. We're back.
There you go.
I see that Scott posted a goofy picture of me when I was a mobile DJ.
Oh, see, I didn't know what that was. I just thought that was a random person. Now I know.
That's me. Golly, I think I was maybe like 21 in that photo. Maybe 22. This is a long time ago. I'm a shadow of what I used to look like. I used to be a pretty good-looking guy, and now I'm, all that Chicago pizza gets to you.
It's so worth it, though. I love Chicago pizza.
Oh gosh, yeah. Looking at that photo, though, it's like staring at a ghost because it's so long ago. I was 21. I'm 34 now. That was 13 years ago. That's over a decade. You know. But it feels like...
Hey, he just posted that picture of me with Stan Lee, man. I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, where did the time go?
It's like, see, this is why they don't ask you at the movie theaters anymore if you're 18.
Right. Yeah. I think in that, when I was 21, I probably looked more like a 15 or 14-year-old. And now, you know, I definitely look my age. So,
time caught up with you.
Time and Chicago pizza and beer all definitely... had its way with me for sure. What do they call it? The wall? I think I hit the wall.
And yet, look at how successful you are with the ladies.
Oh gosh,
Must be doing something right.
I have a girl who is incredibly patient with me and very supportive of what I've been doing as a hobby and my passions and stuff like that. And it's still kind of hard to talk her into my next endeavor, which I think I told you about, is monster truck racing. She's a little nervous about it. I took her to, at first, like, I showed her, like, what I wanted to do. She's like, oh, that sounds like fun. And then I took her to Monster Jam. I think you saw the pictures on my Facebook. And she's, you know, and this was in a small stadium. You know what I mean? Like, the stadium was about the size of a basketball arena. And we went there and watched it in Rosemont. And she just turns around and she looks, like, we see the big, huge truck. You know, you can actually see the size of these things. And she turns around and she looks at me and she goes, Nope. Nope. So.
Be Shiva.
There we go.
Dude, you know, I don't blame her for being a little bit apprehensive about this. I got the Mario Kart racing that's actually down by me.
Yes.
The link that you sent me.
Yes.
And I think my wife and I are actually going to go do that. That's not until the summer.
Right.
But that looks like a lot of fun. A real-life Mario Kart racetrack setup.
And I think that me and Caitlin will be joining you. So.
I can't wait for it, buddy. Just bring your banana peels. That's all I got to say.
I'll bring my turtle shells, too.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring the blue ones.
Better watch out though, because I might steal Anthony's Kung Lao hat and have that up my sleeve too.
So you got to do down up. You really got to spam the teleport here.
Okay, here we go.
If you can get him in a pattern where he just blocks it and takes damage anyway, you will win 100%.
Touche. Oh man, look at this photo of you guys.
Yeah.
On Discord, man, I remember seeing that like it was just yesterday, seeing all those pictures of you guys and being such a fan of you guys and what you were doing. It was just crazy. Absolutely
Dude, I
fun.
remember those days. It was awesome. I can't believe you weren't part of the team back then, because it seems like you've always been one of us.
I was way too young and I was very shy. So, I it took me a long time to come out of my shell, but I was always a big fan. My dad used to run a car dealership in town, and I used to sit on his computer in his office and just pull up MK Online all the time. I'd be in study hall at school, and I'd pull up the website. Like, I was just such a big fan of all the stuff you guys would do with interviews and going to these things and posting. You guys were always, like, the first to get everything back then. It was so cool.
Yeah, man. It was. I don't know how we did it. We just did it. It was on fire. We
so,
were on fire like every day, pretty much. Every
was,
update was like kick ass.
Yeah, it was so much fun to hear how you guys would come up with things too. When we had that dinner with John Vogel, you were talking about how you guys kind of invented Twitter before Twitter. You came up with your own thing, which was cool.
Yeah, we did kind of invent a system that basically is what Twitter has become, and it's kind of funny, like the way the Midway guys were joking about how they invented DVR. Like at MK Online, we kind of invented a lot of crazy stuff like that too. We invented shadow banning.
Oh, yeah.
We had shadow banning before Twitter ever did. There you go. You beat him.
Yep. And then I'm trying to take out Shao Kahn now, and I don't think that's going to be a successful endeavor. I'll try with Cyrax. Man. Looking back at it, you look at that Shiva model that I think you had posted on Twitter, like the OG actual Shiva model.
Mm-hmm.
And they made her look so good in the animation. She does not look like a doll. Like, that is a real tribute to back then how these guys were really dedicated to their craft.
Yeah, you're right, man. Like, it's like they got so good at the stop motion. And I don't think it was Kurt Chiarelli by this time, and I don't know who it was either.
I'd love to find out.
Yeah, no, there's names like that just get lost to history.
Yeah.
Sad.
It is. It's crazy. Oh my
You know who would probably know is John Vogel. He'll probably tell you.
That's true. John would probably definitely know the answer to that.
You gotta catch this guy in the net, buddy.
I know.
He's gonna fall for it. He's always taunting, and he's always doing stupid stuff that will get him caught in the net, like the shoulder dash. He'll just dash right into your net.
Ugh. There we go. You're right. I should probably uppercut him. The thing is
yeah, that's
the
right.
hit detection is a little funky in the net sometimes, though.
Like AZ Math is saying how John Tobias works for Zynga. That's right. We found that out. Fatal Kid, you and I were interviewing him at Combat Con in 2016, and we found that out on stream that he had done the work for that Wizard of Oz game.
Right.
Yeah, he was the art director there. That's 100% on point. And plus he did that commercial. I think it was for Gillette, that Razor one.
Yes, that was off the chain.
That fighting game parody. Loved it.
I loved it.
love the fact that they got John Tobias to do like the art for a Mortal Kombat style parody. It was on point.
It was definitely on point. It was crazy. I hope Tobias comes back to Mortal Kombat full time in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he already is, and that's one of the things they're going to announce for the next MK game. I can be hopeful.
Oh, come on now. Don't be ridiculous.
It could happen. There's a possibility. Anything is possible. I might just be saying that because I'm a Lions fan, too. I know you don't like football, but I'm holding out hope that the Lions can beat the Rams.
Silver Ring is saying, oh, hey, congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
Congratulations on winning.
Oh,
man, I got so many
Our boy Cyrax just won.
I got so many chats that I want to get caught up on and read. The Dodolicieux, I don't know how to pronounce that. Dodolicieux? Dodolicious? Dodolicious. Yeah. That's what your new name is. Dodolicious.
Dodolicious.
Says hello.
I like it.
Asmath is like, I don't know if it's true, but apparently he thought MK would never take off after the 90s, and boy, was he ever wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Sometimes you can kind of, like, think that you're just done, and you can kind of think, like, well, I guess that's about all the usefulness that this property has.
Right.
And now I feel like Mortal Kombat has sort of become a permanent part of the culture. You know, especially now with Warner Brothers backing it. It's like the same people who own Batman and Superman and these things that just outlive the creators, that's who has Mortal Kombat now. So it's not run by some company like Midway that might go bankrupt in a few years. It's got the full backing of a multi-million-dollar conglomerate. So I think Mortal Kombat's going to be here to stay, like, forever.
Yeah, it's going to be around for a long time. And when, you know, I guess you could say the torch is passed to the new generation that'll inevitably run NetherRealm, I think that it's just going to reinvent itself. It's going to be one of those things that can constantly reinvent itself. I wouldn't be surprised if MK9 is definitely not the last reboot of the first game that we see. I mean,
yeah.
Not saying immediately, but I'm saying 10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if they do another Mortal Kombat remake. You know?
Oh, man. You know what? Like with DC, the way they kind of rebooted it, the first real reboot that DC ever gave itself was Crisis on Infinite Earths in the 1980s. And then ever since then, they just kind of go through and reboot it every so often. It's like standard now. It's expected. You just say, all right, well, in a few years, they'll do something like the New 52, or they'll do something else like Rebirth, and it'll all start over again. Right. And you kind of expect that Mortal Kombat will get to that point, right?
That's right. I forgot about the New 52, because they rebooted on that one, too. That was a good comic series.
Yeah, that one didn't last too long.
I know. I don't know why. I really love the Nightwing series for that, but, you know, to each their own.
Oh, wow. Okay. I really liked the way Green Lantern was introducing himself to the Justice League when they were all kind of forming and they were all sort of figuring out if they're friends or foes.
Yeah.
And he's like, so what are your superpowers? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you're just a guy in a bat costume.
He's a little bit more than that.
Seeing those early meetings with the characters and seeing how they like interact with each other when they first are starting to get to know each other, that stuff is amazing. That's like the most fun time to revisit. So I imagine that when they reboot MK again, they'll want to have some fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they're
like MK Shaolin Monks was sort of like their first attempt at kind of like rebooting or showing the early days in a different light, you know?
It was, yeah. That's very true. That's very true. I hope they do something with like another Shaolin Monks type game eventually. And I hope they bring back the grid amongst a whole slew of other things. But I hope those things come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Silver Ring also says, on the stream, John Tobias seemed sad at the kind of work he's doing compared to being at the interview with us. Like, I will say this, like the game industry has sort of changed. Gaming, like we were talking earlier in here about how it's all like about microtransactions and loot crates and stuff like that kind of drive modern gamers nuts. I do think that there's kind of a wistfulness, like a longing for the old days of when arcades were big and the idea was to see who's going to make the next big arcade game. Yeah,
and to tie that back into even Insert Coin in that documentary, there were so many things back then that, I mean, Midway was kind of a madhouse from what I understand. It was literally like the employees ran the company. It was just even back then you didn't find many companies that were like that. I mean, Midway was a real gem. It's something that I don't think will ever be replicated again. But I'd like to see that kind of creativity come back. I think it's a matter of time before it does. You know, I mean, they had like Eugene Jarvis, and then that's when they first came up with the whole digitized graphics for games, and then it, you know, ultimately evolved into 3D thanks to, you know, some more Asian style games that came out like Tekken and Virtual Fighter became big hits and really kind of ushered that in. Killer Instinct even kind of, I guess you could say, kind of fell into that because it was pre-rendered 3D characters.
Yeah.
But
yeah, right. Which it kind of reminded me of like, you know, the style. Rare was behind that, I think. So they were like doing Donkey Kong Country and things like that too with Killer Instinct. So they were learning the technology and they were really like mastering it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, you mentioned Eugene Jarvis, and I feel like his company now, Raw Thrills, is the one that's dominating the arcades.
Yes, Raw Thrills is phenomenal. I'm so glad you brought that up. You've played the Injustice Raw Thrills game, right?
Yeah, I have the complete collection of Injustice cards, but we all played the Ninja Turtles game they have, you know, at level 257 when we all got together. You know, they have the Jurassic Park. You know, they've got Tomb Raider now. You know, they've got Ghostbusters. Raw Thrills is doing insane amounts of, like, they're just getting a crazy amount of properties and just turning them into games. They got to be a cash king. I think they did that Space Invaders tickets.
Yeah.
They are on top of it. They have, like, all the coolest stuff right now.
They do. I mean, and their games are off the charts good. And when you play them, there's a little bit of a throwback to the old days. Even the new Jurassic Park game that came out, which if you haven't played it, go to a Dave & Buster's and play it. It's the new Jurassic Park game. It's phenomenal. But even that, with the light guns, it feels like you're playing House of the Dead by Sega. I mean, you know, with the whole thing. And it's awesome. It's so well done. Eugene Jarvis has a real way of making his games, and the people that work for him have a way of making the games really feel Midway-ish. You know, that Ninja
I feel like
Turtles
one
game,
day
too.
There's going to be a documentary about Raw Thrills and how they're doing what they're doing and how do they secure the rights to all the franchises that they're getting.
Yeah, Eugene Jarvis is still writing the pages of history for video games. He will until the day he's gone. I mean, the guy is a legend. He's absolutely a legend, and I didn't even know how much of a legend he was until I got to really kind of get involved with the stuff that, you know, I've been lucky and blessed enough to do for Josh, and it's insanely cool to see one person who can go out and change an entire industry, and Eugene is that guy. And I've never met Eugene Jarvis. I'd love to one day, just to shake his hand, you know, because he's kind of, when you think about it, the Stan Lee of the video game world. He really, really is.
Yeah, he's doing some amazing things with, I guess, arcades around the country can sort of thank him for single-handedly keeping them all afloat right now, because he's killing it.
Yeah. The Icon Crane is now following. Thank you for the follow, my man. Appreciate it.
Dude, I love the Toasty.
It's your idea. It's your idea. It's so perfect.
But you executed it so well, too.
Yeah, it was your idea. I just programmed it in. It was your idea. You get full credit.
And now look, Scott Howell is sharing his Game Gear, which he's got NBA Jam, he's got Jurassic Park, he's got I can't read the top right one, but I see, of course, Mortal Kombat. Yeah. And that's Krusty's Funhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, man. He's
That's one system I want really bad as a Game Gear. I found one in a used game store that no longer exists. They think they went out of business in Chicago, which is a shame. They were one of my favorite places to go. Now I go to this place called The Exchange, which is pretty nice in its own aspect. It's a great place. But I loved this little store. And they had a Game Gear for, I think, an insane amount. I think it was like $400. Still in the box. And to this day, I regret not buying it.
Oh, dude. I saw on Twitter somebody found like a motherload of Game Gears all still in boxes.
Where? I'm going to have to talk to this person and see if I can send them money and get one.
You probably could, but aren't you going to want to, like, unbox it?
Of course.
Well, Then why not just get a used one that's already unboxed?
Well, the thing is with the Game Gear, they weren't built very well. If you remember, they weren't built very well. So a lot of them now that are used, like the screens are going out. They're easily discolored from time. Like I think even Scott said that his screen is really janky. I'm sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were well made.
They were built for a good time, not a long time. But yeah, they didn't really stand the test of time as far as quality. Now I will say that I would love to get my hands on one still, and I'm sure Scott could probably find somebody that could put a more up-to-date LED screen in it that would be functional. I'm sure that can be done, and I would recommend to Scott that he do that. Find someone who can do that, because these Game Gears are incredibly hard to find. I look for them. I like to go on. So, okay, little fun backstory. I took my girlfriend Caitlin out to what I like to call the hunt, right? So I call it the hunt because I'll go out and I'll look for all these used fun games. I actually ended up pulling a copy of NBA Jam on Super Nintendo, still in the box, and the box looks minty. I don't know if you saw that on my Twitter, but it was
I did, yes.
Insanely good condition NBA Jam, still in the box on Super Nintendo. $25. I kind of caught them with their pants down. I was like, hey, is that an NBA Jam in the box? They're like, yeah, we just got it in like 3 hours ago, and we haven't priced it yet. I was like, oh, well, can you sell it? They're like, well, our manager's not here, but I'm sure we can let it go for a fair price. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm playing like totally coy, and I'm like, being a sales guy, and I look at it, I was like, okay. I was like, it's all right, cool. And I hand it back to him. He goes, so what are you thinking? Like, I was like, well, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money. I want to kind of balling on a budget, but I'll totally pick it up if it's the right price. He goes, what about like $25? I was like, in my head, I'm like, yes, I'm buying this now. And I looked at Caitlin and I was like,
I got 20.
I was like, 25, sure. And so I did it, and like I walked out of the store, I felt like I committed highway robbery. And I walked out of the store, I was like, oh my god, I've got to take a picture of this. I got to tag NBA Jam the book on Twitter. He's going to go nuts. I can't believe I found this. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. But going in the hunt looking for this old stuff, I always try to find a Game Gear system that is functional, and I can't ever. That and a Sega CD is what I need to complete my collection. I have a Sega Saturn I found that works. I have all the other old game systems that work. I recently picked up an N64. I have everything else, PlayStation, all that. I don't feel the need to get a PlayStation 2. There's still too many of them, and it's still too new to be of interest to me. But I think the PlayStation game systems like that, I really want.
So you have an Xbox, right? You have like the original first Xbox that they made.
I have the original Xbox, yes, and that is a little more exciting to me because it's the first Microsoft system that they made. So for me, that was more of like a kind of want to have it, but.
And you can still play all the Mortal Kombat games that came out during the PS2 era. So you can still play Shaolin Monks, Deception, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon. And, of course, as an Xbox exclusive, you have access to Tao Feng.
Yes. And we got to play Tao Feng on the stream, and we had Andrew Kudelka, who did some work on Tao Feng come on. I believe you were on that stream, right?
I think I was.
Yeah, and we got exclusive images from Tao Feng 2 of like sketches and stuff that he did, and I think I still have them somewhere. I'll have to pull them up some other time, but yeah, he gave us like Tao Feng 2 concept art that no one had ever seen, and that was insanely cool. So it was absolutely bonkers, and Andrew is somebody I want to have on the stream again. I absolutely want to get Andrew Kudelka back on here because he's just a wealth of knowledge, and he's a super talented artist. I think you bought one of his comic books that he made off Rich DeVizio.
Yeah, let me see. I put it away. It's is the werewolf one. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rich DeVizio was the model for it. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And it was called Mongrel, and then there was a sequel, Mongrel, called Son of a Bitch, which is great.
Yeah.
Great pun. And I see we've got a lot of new people on the channel, so let me just give shout-outs to everybody. Like, welcome, 1000 Star. We also love MK Deception. Welcome, Canker. You are definitely our bro here. Welcome, Iconic Rain, who also goes by Rainatello. which is perfect because Donatello and Rain are both purple themed. So I see what you're doing there.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Welcome to the channel, guys. Hope you're enjoying the MK Online stream.
Yep, and Kankurt said he wanted to see MK1, so I just loaded it up in MAME.
Nice, nice. Look how fast that is.
Yeah, I got that loaded up for him. Who doesn't like a little Mortal Kombat 1 in their life, right?
My Atari Jaguar is currently hooked up with NBA Jam. Oh, that's so cool. Mine is currently hooked up with Theo Realm Fighters.
Oh,
so,
wow.
That's cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then, of course, the other basketball game on the Jaguar, White Men Can't Jump.
Yes. Oh, man. All these old game systems. But the ones I really want, system-wise anyways, is a Game Gear and a Sega CD. You have to have them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you put them all together.
Yeah.
Put them all together, and you get to play games that are on the 32X CD, right?
That's... Yeah. I have
Mortal Kombat how many games have been released for that one?
A few. They have Mortal Kombat 1 on Sega CD. I have 2 copies of it on Sega CD, actually, for MK1. Still in the box, looking sharp. I really want to play them, but I need a Sega CD to achieve that. So,
well, you'll get it.
Eventually. That or a Game Gear. I've got my eyes peeled. I just need to find one that works.
Plague of Souls is asking if anyone's played the Saturn port of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. And I love the fact that we're discussing all these obscure ports.
Yeah.
Which we did in the beginning. We were talking about the records, and we were saying, where did they get the artwork from? I did play Trilogy on the Saturn once, and I gotta say that Chameleon looks very different on the Saturn version, because apparently the Saturn couldn't handle true transparency, so they just kind of like checkerboarded him out.
Yeah, that's funny.
Which is great. MK2 on 32X is like the Genesis port, but with more colors. Yeah, I think there were some differences in the font as well. And I will say this about the Genesis port, like, they didn't even load up Baraka's wind pose all the way. So Baraka does his wind pose, and he kind of goes down like this, and he's supposed to finish the animation and do this. Instead, he just kind of hangs down, like he's hanging his head in shame. MK2 on the Genesis makes Baraka look so bad because of that.
I don't know. I actually thought that was a more intimidating pose. Because he looks like a psychopath with his blades out. Like just staring at the ground angrily, waiting for his next opponent. That's how I saw it.
Okay. Well, I think you and I were reading different things into it.
Probably.
I mean, to me, it's in the middle of an animation, and it's an animation I've seen a million times. And so to have it cut off in the middle, it's like, dude, you're not finished. What are you doing? They just ran out of room or something like that. Couldn't finish it up.
Yeah.
I've never even seen an official comment from a developer on that point. It would be interesting to have someone kind of bust their balls and say, what's up with that?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. We should do that. You know what? We should try to contact some of these people from Acclaim and who worked on these ports.
Now, who really worked on them? Was it Acclaim? Was it Arena? Was it Probe? Was it Sculptured Software? Because I see so many company names flash by the intros when they started up, and it's like, well, who's doing what here?
I'd like to find out who had and might still have access to the assets that they were.
If you look at that article that came out in Mel Magazine the other day, there was there was an interviews with a lot of people there, but including those who specialized in the home ports of it. Mm-hmm. So we might have to scour through that article one time and look for some hidden gems that are in there.
See if we can find people that we could get in touch with for sure. Because I'd love to have them on. Absolutely love to have them on. Especially if they still, like save their assets and then like share them with us so we can show them on stream. That'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now I don't know if anybody had the sense to save that stuff, but I hope somebody did. So.
You never know. You never know. I know James Fink used to have a lot of assets for MK1, and he lost his cartridge. He had like a special cartridge that he was working on with even more stuff than was in the final.
You were saying that. Yeah, he had a special... Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know where it went. That's a shame.
He just got to go digging for it one day.
I know. I'm going to go knocking on his door and be like, look, I'll help you tear your house apart, but we got to find this.
I'll join you.
Yep.
Buy my plane ticket. We'll go. We'll all figure it out.
Yep. Jason Shearer is like, wasn't that called MK Turbo or something? Actually, it was MK Nitro, and that is where the inspiration came from for Ed Boon to do his fake Mortal Kombat Trilogy Nitro Edition page.
Oh, that's funny. The more
You know,
you know.
speaking of like all these crazy ports and stuff like that, you know how the source code was leaked for MK3 and how people found like new beta versions of MK Trilogy? We ought to load that up on our stream one of these days. We ought to just get the beta MK Trilogy because there's some for the N64 especially. You know,
There's some gems.
now
in
that you
there.
have the system, now that you've got the actual N64 system, Fatalcade, maybe you can get like an EverDrive or something like that and fire it up and put the beta right on there.
I don't know. I'll have to look into how to do all that, but I'm all about it. I think it would be cool to really take a lot of that. I think a good guy to have on the stream if we do that is, again, Total MK. He's very savvy with that. I'd like to get him and maybe Paul on at the same time.
Yeah, I think Paul and it was either Paul or Drew, but they were playing through it and kind of looking at the stuff. And I saw that like Khan's Arena, they have instead of Kano and Sonya tied up in the background, they've got Raiden and Baraka, which is like, whoa, that's different.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
So, like, there's so much info going on, I'm not even able to see some of this stuff. So,
Yeah,
I'd love to
I know
check that out.
it was a crazy time when that dropped.
Yeah,
But we
wow.
should really explore that on the stream one of these days. That would be a lot of fun.
You want to do that for the next stream?
I do. I really do.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. We just came up with our next stream already. Boom. Done. I love
But
it.
you need to look into the EverDrive, and you need to see you might be able to actually be the first person to present the beta on an actual N64 hardware.
Oh, that's gonna be a task, but I'll look into it, man. If you want to help me figure it out, we can. Then
I will.
MKO could be the first to maybe do that or achieve it.
I will. Can you stream from your actual N64
Yes.
onto the Twitch?
Yes.
You can broadcast from the actual console, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I think we got to make this our mission.
I think we can.
Yeah, I think the next live stream that we do ought to have the actual Nintendo 64 hardware running this beta. I think that would be a really special thing because anybody can do it on an emulator, you know?
Yeah, but to see it on the hardware, it'll probably play a little differently. Maybe it'll even look a little different. You know what I mean? As far as the animations and stuff and the frames per second. So
yeah, nobody knows how accurate these emulators really are until you can compare them to how they run on the real thing.
right.
So this would be a great thing.
We might even see something that the emulator doesn't pick up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how crazy would that be?
It would be pretty insane, dude. It'd be off the hook.
I'd love to get my hands on it. Let's try to figure this out once we get off the stream. See if we can make that a reality for the next stream for sure. But yeah,
And people are plugging some Mugen games. I see Plague of Souls is sharing one of his favorite Mugen games, Revitalized. Like, maybe it would be cool to have some of the Mugen authors kind of show up on the stream and present their stuff, you know?
Yeah, we actually put a Mugen game up on the stream and played it. That was really well done. It was the MK Project or something like that, if I remember
I think
correctly.
that was it.
It was really well done.
I would love to sit down with the creators and have them on, as long as they're English speaking, you know,
Yeah.
like as long as there's no communication barrier. I think that could be real fun to have the authors and talk about what they did and then their decision and share the tips and things like that.
Yeah,
Stuff that not too many people would really know.
I would love to have that because those guys really dig into the games to pull these assets and things like that. So I'd love to see that.
Listen, you said you were going to play some MK1 here.
Yes,
Let's do it. Let's see you beat the game. Who are you going to beat it with?
Oh,
Let me guess. It's Dan Pesina's birthday, so Sonya.
very funny. You're a funny guy, for sure. No, I'm gonna of course beat it with Johnny Cage.
Yeah, naturally.
Of course, I'm gonna beat it with Johnny Cage.
Well, do you need to set up the controller?
I'm getting it set up as we speak right now, and I think I might have to set up the controls actually. Let me see.
I thought so, because I remember you set them up for MK3, but I don't think you did it for MK1.
Yeah, I gotta, like I said, this Xbox controller to my PC is very touchy.
Got to give a shout out to MK Dan. Just popped in the chat. What's up, dude? What is up, MK Universe? Or as we like to call you, MK Dan.
Yes, MK Dan, the legend, the man, the myth. Big MK superfan and collector.
MKUniverse.lu.
There you go. I'm actually going to just reboot MAME real quick here. so I can get
Oh,
this.
I didn't know you had to reboot MAME for this.
Yeah, just so the controls pick up properly. It's
okay.
It depends on what version you're running everything on.
I see.
All right, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, I am excited about the idea of playing against you on MAME. So,
I'm excited about getting the viewers to be able to play on MAME, to be honest with you. I think that would be a really fun thing to put together.
Well, and then between that and between the possibility of running the beta N64, like, we definitely got some interesting content planned, you know?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Let's see here.
All right, so Lone Wolf Productions is off to eat dinner, but he didn't share what his dinner will be. So, I'll leave that to your imagination.
Nice. Just gonna move this out of the way. Load this up. And here we go.
Mr. Monty Shah is in the house. Welcome to the MK Online stream, dude.
Welcome. Oh, I'm so hype about this. It's Dan Pesina's birthday. We're playing as the man, the myth, the legend himself on stream in honor of his B-Day. Nut punching everybody as he should be.
It's great how in the movie he nut punches Goro, but in here he can't do it to Goro.
I know, that was such a disappointment, but they did fix that in the reboot in MK9. You could totally nut punch him.
Yes. Oh, they fixed a lot of things. They changed a lot of things about the nut punch. MK9 definitely changed that move around the most.
Yes.
Yep. I remember you. I recognize you, Monty. Over in the UK, I believe. Is that right? Oh, Outworld, you can nut punch him, but he doesn't have a custom animation for it.
Right. I mean, you can.
And Brentfru's in the chat. Wait a minute. Pain Train Gaming was giving a shout out to Brentfru earlier. Remember that?
Yes.
They were playing against each other in Ultimate MK3, and one of them was Cyrax, and one of them was Scorpion. That's what I think he said.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I remember everybody. I remember Brentfru, I remember Monty Shah, I remember all you guys.
There you go.
You guys are my peeps. Of course I know what's going on here.
That's awesome.
I always thought the dudes that made Battletoads are the one that worked on MK3 PSX. Oh. I remember when MK Trilogy did PlayStation, it was Avalanche. I don't know about if the Battletoads creators were related, but maybe. That'd be good if we could get some sort of confirmation on that. Maybe you can drop us a link in the Discord. And by the way, I see that the latest picture in the Discord is Scott Howell with his Sony PlayStation / Super Nintendo mashup system, the Super Nintendo CD.
Does Scott actually have that?
No, he doesn't actually have that, but somebody does.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody does. And Dan Pesina got a chance to put his hands on it, if you remember, at one of these conventions that he went to.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember.
Oh, dude, you did the glitch just for the stream. That was amazing.
Yep. I missed, though.
It doesn't matter. You did the glitch. Yep. It was awesome. How many people can do that?
Oh, I'm sure Outworld can.
Okay, so that's one.
Outworld can do anything in this game, man. He's set how many
Outworld knows way more glitches.
Outworld knows more than we'll probably ever find.
Outworld knows more than the average bear.
That's definitely true. He's already set the MK1 world record, right? Wonder if he got down to the time he was talking about when we last interviewed him.
Brentfru, you're talking about this AI game that chat members can challenge each other and pick fighters and then watch the fight play out? That's blowing my mind. I need to know more about this. This is something that we need to get into here.
Yeah.
God, man, look at how many things that we could do on future streams, Fatal K. We could do this AI thing. We could do maiming each other. You get it? Maiming each other. We could do the N64 EverDrive thing. Like, so much stuff.
I know.
All right. CBusyLol just posted the Wikipedia article on TradeWest. Okay, that's right. Midway did purchase TradeWest. And MK3, I'm sure for the Super Nintendo, was ported by TradeWest. Under that point, though, they were called Williams. So, all right, cool, man. Good stuff. Thank you for the link.
Holy
you made your case.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I still have the issue of GamePro magazine where they mentioned that whole thing was going down. You know, Midway had a contract with Acclaim. Acclaim had the right of first refusal on all the Midway arcade titles, which is why they got to do Mortal Kombat, which was a huge win for them.
Yeah.
And when that expired, Midway looked into other options, so they wanted to do all their games in-house, and they purchased TradeWest to make that happen.
It's crazy. I don't know how you know all of this stuff, Justin. Like, you just surprised me so much. You're just like...
Well, here's something for you. Jason Shearer just shared this. Now, Jason Shearer is the guy behind Mortal Kombat Bible, all right?
Oh, okay.
He says, you guys should try to get the dudes responsible for the MK2 Plus and Ultimate MK3 Plus arcade hacks on one of your streams.
We've already done that.
What do you think about that, Fatalcade?
I think we've already done that.
I think we have.
We've already...
It was awesome.
We already had him on, actually. We had the Druzis on for MK3 Plus, and he showed us a very never-before-seen version of what he'd been working on. He was very kind enough to share that with us, and it's awesome.
I love seeing the rain ending, dude. That was a freaking amazing.
Yep. So we saw that. We got to stream that. That's actually in our archives, so you can watch that on our YouTube channel. And then we've had Paul on as well, and Paul has been on a few times. And
Z Paul too fresh.
Yeah, Paul is definitely a lot of fun. He again showed a more up-to-date version than I think he had shown anybody else with MK2 Plus on our stream, which was a lot of fun back then. Now I'm sure now it's probably maybe that version is already out, but at the time it was really, really new. So yeah, we have a good connection with those guys already, and we'd love to have them back as they continue to update their projects.
Dude, I love following the progress and seeing how can you take on MK2 and improve on it, or how can you take on Ultimate MK3 and improve on it, but somehow they figure out a way. Like in Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Combat finds a way. Somebody's got to go ahead and make that GIF or GIF.
It's GIF, and you know it.
It's GIF. Somebody's got to make it. But yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, for sure. I think they were even talking about, I forget who it was. I think it was Paul. I think Paul and Druzis both made mention of maybe doing a Mortal Kombat 1 Plus, which I would love to see.
Yeah, I mean MK1. Wow, what hacks could be made there?
Oh, jeez.
Plague of Souls is asking if they're the same people responsible for MK9 Tournament Edition. I don't think they are. I think MK9 Tournament Edition is a different folks.
Yes. Wasn't that Shock? Was it Shock? I can't remember. Who did Tournament Edition?
Of MK9?
Maybe it was.
Let's find out. Maybe somebody in the chat can look it up for us.
Yeah, maybe.
Who is responsible for Mortal Kombat 9 Tournament Edition? Actually in the Discord for that one, so I think I would know that. I know those guys do awesome work, though.
Oh, yeah. Not bad.
Future Time 23, I believe, is the one responsible.
Oh, I couldn't do it. You know, I'd love to see those animations where they, when they fail. The test your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen them, but I'd love to see them in the game.
Mm-hmm. You think there's somebody who could take the original raw footage that Dan Pesina released and make it look like the sprites, like edit them to where they look the same?
Absolutely. And that could be a thing for MK1 Plus, maybe.
Man, brilliant. Brilliant.
We're putting all these expectations on Paul now.
I see C Busy Lol is saying, no, don't touch MK1. But I'm like, well, if they went back to the original footage and found a way to make use of some of their original ideas like that would actually be a really cool one, like the failed Test Your Might animations, you know?
Yes. I agree. I think
maybe somebody can throw that up in the Discord, what we're talking about with the Test Your Might fails. It was really amazing.
Yeah. Oh, the Test Your Might fails that we all did at Combat Con?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, those were pretty funny. I saw.
No, I mean the original ones.
Oh.
From the Dan Pesina, like, you know, all those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he's posted videos somewhere, probably to his Twitter, but I don't know if we could find it on short notice.
I don't know. Be a lot of digging. But I love the Test Your Might fails that we all had at Combat Con. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are great. The ones at Combat Con and Shang Tsung's Fight Night, they were pretty epic.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm going to see if I can find it real quick, because now it's going to drive me nuts. I really want that. I really want to be able to present that on stream. That was incredible.
Yeah.
And I see Scott is already at it, sharing it into Discord. Test Your Might fails. That one's a Bishop. Bishop's is in there right now.
Yeah. Bishop's was hilarious. Gosh, Combat Con is always so much fun. I can't wait for the next one.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Boy, isn't it? That and C2E2. I think Combat Con's more fun than C2E2. C2E2's a definite second place, though.
Yeah, maybe. It might even be first place this year.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, look, you guys, if you're Mortal Kombat hardcore fans and you have a chance to go to Chicago and you missed out on going to Shang Tsung's Fight Night or Combat Con, C2E2 might be a good thing for you to get over to this year.
Yeah,
just put that out there.
C2E2 is going to be very special this year.
Look, I mean, I know there's all kinds of cool stuff. Like, there's always things like Retro World Expo and Phoenix has theirs, and there's like they did Smallville Comic Con, and I know they're doing like a lot of little ones. C2E2 could be the next big one. It might become as big as Combat Con potentially.
Yeah. Look, whenever me and Tabmock99 drop hints that you guys should go to something and should check it out, there's a reason. So C2E2, you're gonna want to go this year, in Chicago, of course. So if you haven't already got your tickets for it, you definitely want to get them now. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, Plague of Souls, you were at Combat Con 2016, so you probably saw us there.
Probably, yeah. Wait, 2016, was that the one where we interviewed John Tobias?
Yep.
Okay. That was a good time.
Yep. MK Dan, he might actually be able to make it out to C2E2.
Yeah,
That'd
there
be
you go.
what's up.
That would be amazing. Yes. And you're going to go this year, right? Tabmock?
Oh, man, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to go over there, yes.
And then we're going to have more fun like we did.
Yep.
And this time I should have no problem getting the necessary time off.
Yeah, I think you've proven yourself. I think that company loves you so much, they'll give you all the time off you ever want.
Yeah. I have a really good boss. He's a really good guy. So...
Oh, see Busy Lol. He saw the stream where that guy was doing, he's talking about Portable MK. He was doing the Ultimate MK3 on Game Boy.
Yeah, that
dude,
was
I love
cool.
that.
That was ridiculous, wasn't it? Portable MK, man, he is one talented dude.
Dude, there's no reason that a Game Boy Color game should be better than Game Boy Advance, but it absolutely is.
Yeah.
You compare his game to MK Advance, and he's clearly the winner, far and above.
Yeah,
everything
these
really
guys
feels
are...
like arcade accurate on a Game Boy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he went above and beyond, and I believe it even plays on the hardware, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Oh, man. Where was he all this time ago? If only we could time travel, I think most of us would probably be working at Midway at this point.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, I think he'd definitely be working there for sure.
You know, from what I hear, it was a rough place to work.
Yeah, it was cool, but there were a lot of stressful things that they had to deal with on a day-to-day basis as well.
I mean, look, these guys are superstars, and they made some amazing products that really defined everyone's childhood, you know?
Yeah.
And in some cases, like, their identity for life. But it sounds like there were some rough things that they all kind of had to just put up with as they were going through and shaping the culture. as they were shaping the cultural landscape, they didn't all get treated so well all the time either.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's definitely true.
Crazy. But, oh, Scott, thanks for coming in, buddy. It was nice hanging out with you on the stream. Love the gifts.
Oh yeah, love the gifts for the holiday season.
Holiday gifts.
Holiday gifts. From the mother of Mortal Kombat Online.com.
So listen, if you had to pick Scorpion or Sub-Zero for the next battle, you know, you're still playing as Dan Pesina.
Of course.
You're still doing right by the birthday boy.
I am. But you know I'm a Johnny Cage guy.
Yep.
But yeah, I can probably.
Oh, you had a really sweet pattern there for a minute.
Yeah, I was going for it.
Yeah. Look at this. Lone Wolf and MK Universe back at the same time.
How about that?
Oh man, this takes me back. I see the iconic Rain talking about how he's been to Galloping Ghost Arcade.
It's awesome.
I gotta tell you, one thing that I'm really impressed with at Galloping Ghost is the whole hardware setup they have for capturing authentic arcade games.
Yes. I'm jealous, and I still need to figure out how to do it. I was going to talk to Doc, and then I just got tied up.
Yeah.
Ed Boon kind of showed up, and then none of us really... We kind of knew something was going to happen this year, but we didn't know exactly what, but we knew it was going to be cool. And when Ed showed up, we're just like, oh. And they're like, yeah, kind of keep it on the lowdown. So we didn't say anything. And then everybody started taking pictures and posting them on Twitter, and we're like, okay, well... So much for laying on the DL.
Oh, and then he showed up on our stream, didn't he?
Yeah, he waved on the stream. He shook my hand, and it's the second time I got to meet Ed, but it was cool.
I remember they kind of said, listen, Ed Boon's coming, but there's not going to be any pictures or video of him, and he can't do autographs. It's like, okay, but darn it. But that's cool to have him here.
Yeah. And he
but
was...
I was happy that some of that stuff they kind of eased up on it, because I guess you can't really stop... Everybody in the world has one of these now, right? Like, you can't stop people from taking it out and taking pictures and video.
Yeah, and it was cool, because we got a picture with that, and then Ed even ended up... Let me see if I can just show this here. I got this really cool shirt. It says Air Cage. It's made by one of the guys at Galloping Ghost, and it's got, like, the Johnny Cage Shadow Uppercut. And then it's got Ed Boon's signature right here, too. That signed my shirt.
Yeah, I'm still really jealous that you got that, because... I was sure that Ed Boon wasn't going to be doing any autographs. They told us no autographs, and somehow you still got him to do one for you.
Yeah, he did too, actually, because I bought the Air Scorpion shirt, and he signed that too. Which I got that one for
I remember it was like a big thing where he wasn't going to do any of that stuff. Like, it was really hush-hush, but it leaked out, like, almost immediately.
But then, you know, like, Caitlin, I got Caitlin the Air Scorpion shirt, and he signed that for her, but she's like, you should really just keep this in your case. And I was like, okay.
Yep. Yep. MK Universe is keeping track of the amount of times he met Ed.
Oh, wow. Oh, I think I'm going to fight Goro now.
I think so.
Should I try to nut punch him? I love how
you should try and do the two heads glitch before Goro comes.
Oh, I tried, but I didn't do it. I like how Sub-Zero's head is just laying there, though. That's pretty great.
Yeah. For the first round. So are you going to attempt a nut punch on him, or do you think it's not worth the risk?
Not worth the risk for the first round.
Right. Yeah, you just got to concentrate on winning.
Oh, almost. There it is. I got him.
Nice.
You can hear him yell.
I like how they had a dragon, a cat, and a minotaur. Oh, I see. Talking about the MK3 figurines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just shared that picture of all three of them the other day. You know what? Maybe I should try and share it in the Discord now, huh?
Yeah.
I think I could pull that up real quick. Shouldn't be too difficult to find.
Outworld wants me to do the nut punch as the final hit. I'll see if I can do it.
Oh, what kind of crazy glitch is he trying to get you to do here?
Oh, I did it.
Nice. That's the safest time. Yeah, damn, that hurt. I love the way he like threw you, and then you just kind of fell down after that.
Yeah. This will be the first time in a while I've beaten Goro and then Tsung back to back if I can pull this off.
I think you can.
Oh, you have too much faith in me.
I try.
I'm all right. I'd say I'm above average at MK1 and 2, but like I'm not by any means like Outworld. Ooh, close. Ah, darn it. Yeah, I think I'm toast here. I think I'm toasted.
Yeah, well, Outworld will not only do it on 1 credit, but he'll also do it like faster than anybody else has either.
Yeah, his world records are off the chain. Okay, let's do this.
You got it.
He always likes to do that with Raiden. Oh, come on. There we go. Uh-oh.
You can do it again.
I don't know. I always wondered if what made Shang Tsung trigger into animations. Like if you do a certain move or a certain button will make him turn into something, or if it's all literally just random.
I think if you played around with save states, you could probably
Figure
it out in depth. Yeah.
That might be something Outworld can figure out. Outworld might already know that info though.
He might.
I feel like Outworld could probably write a really good strategy guide for MK1 that would be off the chart.
Yeah, but would you want to share his strategies with people who are going to potentially be his competitor?
Yeah, true. Did you see that? I just literally air kicked him and then before he landed, nut punched.
Yep.
Such a good combo.
Dude, you were killing it with some of these combos, man. You really are.
Oh, I'm not that good. I'm okay. There's the birthday boy.
Got him.
Nice. Courtyard.
Yeah,
clap.
and I found that picture that we were talking about. You know, as people are talking about the 3 models, the Goro, Kentaro, and Shiva model, I remember seeing that picture of all 3 of them together. Not just like the sprites, but like the actual physical models someone had in hand. So here you go, guys. I just threw them up in the Discord.
And those are the OG ones, right?
Yeah.
How did they get that?
Well, Kurt Chiarelli created Goro and Kentaro, but some other guy who was never credited did Shiva and Motaro.
Wow.
Yeah, that's who's missing from this picture is Motaro, if you think about it.
Hey, when I went to NetherRealm, I can't remember. I don't think I saw the Motaro model. Maybe I did, but maybe MK Dan knows because he's been there as well. MK Dan, did they have the Motaro model behind the glass at NetherRealm?
I feel like I've seen pictures of that somewhere. I know Ed Boon posts the pictures of the model from time to time, like he posts photos, but I do think they have it behind glass somewhere, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. If they probably do, and I'm probably just not remembering.
Well, next time we go to NetherRealm, let's make sure to pay very close attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because we're not allowed to take pictures in that particular area. You can't have a phone.
It depends.
Really?
I mean, Yeah, you just gotta, you know how to, like, you get people to break the rules for you all the time. You know what to say. Come on.
I've never broken the rules at NetherRealm. Whenever I get to visit.
No, but you know how to you know how to push for a change to the rules.
Yeah.
You always get the exceptions.
Okay. I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask next time.
Yeah. Yeah, just say, look, I have to get a picture of this one thing. Like, come on, people have seen it already. You know?
True. Indeed. Except that last night the guitar is just Garo in his tiger onesie.
I mean, honestly, I did hear that Goro, like, they made a couple different Goro models, and one of them didn't hold up so well over the years. And I thought, I remember reading somewhere, very reliable, that Kintaro was a Goro repaint. So I think they did take one of those Goro models and add some tiger stripes to it. I think that is actually a true story.
It does look like the same sculpt, but like, you know, with the costume differences that they put on the model. But I think if you were to take all like the knee pads and the shoulder pad off, like it would be the same, maybe the same sculpt.
Yeah. And hey, guess what else?
What?
You know where the shoulder pads came from? Kintaro's shoulder pads? Those came from a 1980s Shredder action figure.
No
From the
way.
Ninja Turtles toy line.
Another connection to the Ninja Turtles in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that Danny Pesina and Ho-Sung and Rich DeVizio were all stunt guys in the Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, but a piece of the 1980s Shredder action figure actually ended up in MK2 as Kintaro's shoulder pads. So look at that.
Wow. Huh. The more you know.
Yeah, that's today's crazy trivia fact for you.
Crazy trivia facts. I love this. That's insane.
Yeah, well, you know how that stuff comes out. It's like we were just kind of talking at Combat Con, and one of the developers flat out told us that. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Oh, Jason Shearer is linking us to something. Let's see what this is. We were crunched for time on MK2, so Kurt used the Goro mold for Kintaro. Yes, Vogel helped out on MK2 by doing all of Kintaro's animations. Well, there you go. And I will say this, Kintaro moves differently than Goro moved.
Yes.
You know, and
Kintaro's
I like that.
Kind of got like the hulking, you know.
Yeah, Goro was more like this, and Kintaro was more like this.
Goro looks like he's walking home from the bar drunk. And Mitaro looks like he just got done beating people down Kintaro looks like he just got done beating people down in a street fight. So yeah. Yeah, so
now Silverring was saying, I think Carlos Pesina painted the stripes onto Kintaro, but maybe he didn't. Not really sure.
Well, there is a picture with Carlos, I think, holding the Kintaro model. So that
I thought I remember seeing Vogel holding the Kintaro model.
There's one of Vogel holding it too, but I think there's one of Carlos holding the Kintaro model as well.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, I think there was a picture that they had for him at Combat Con last year.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, and the year before, Vogel had a picture, right? With Motaro.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Yes. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to see the stuff that they've all done. You know, and it's really cool how Carlos goes from being a mocap martial arts expert to literally being like a computer animation guru. I mean, I'm pretty sure Carlos runs the entire animation department at NetherRealm now. But I mean, can you imagine how much he had to learn to do the animation side? Is crazy.
You know, and it's good that he can. Oh, hey, someone found that picture. Lickety split. That's great. You know, I think it's absolutely wonderful that somebody in that position not only knows the art side of things, he understands that, but he also understands the martial arts aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that makes Southwest Airlines so great is that all the departments kind of speaks their own little language, and they don't really know what all the other departments are up to.
Right.
But there's always somebody that they put in place who they call a boundary spanner. Right, so he understands what each of the department's needs are. He understands all the jargon. He understands how to think like people in both sides of it, and he can kind of act as like a translator so that people in both departments can speak each other's language. It's pretty cool.
That is interesting.
That's kind of like how Carlos Pesina is, you know?
Yeah, Carlos is such a smart guy. He's very humble, but man, it's that guy just a wealth of knowledge. Like, can you imagine what it was like to, when computers back then, computer technology was really kind of fresh, and internet didn't even exist back then.
Oh, and they were using DOS for some of the art that they had to deal with. Like,
yeah, they didn't have the nice fancy Photoshop that you and I get to enjoy today. I mean,
now everything is like a filter, and it's just like click of a button, and things are so easy to put together in Photoshop that they had to do manually which must have taken hours to do it the hard way.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, and Carlos, from what I gather, I don't know if he went to school for any animation. I don't think he did. I think he self-taught himself everything. And when you see people like, that are self-made like that, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, but you also know that they're hardworking. They have a lot of dedication. And Carlos is another guy I really, really look up to and have a ton of respect for. He's just insanely dedicated to his craft, and he's super talented. I mean, I'll tell you what, when Carlos eventually retires from NetherRealm, I don't think the animation. I think you'll see a difference in the animation. I don't think the animation quality is going to be as good because I think Carlos is one of the best at what he does. Honestly.
Well, I think that. Oh, wait a minute. I think that Silvering, that link that you just posted, that's like the same one that I was posting on the Discord a long time ago. It's just zoomed in a little bit more. I think that's actually the same picture. Fade, okay, can you scroll up on the Discord and make sure? I want to compare these.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, no, I'm wrong because that one is from the back and the other one is from the front. Okay, cool.
Is this picture here the one that gutless umbrella carrying sissy?
No, I was talking about just above that.
Oh, okay. So compare these two, the two Kintaros.
Yeah, they're not the same. One of them's from the front, and one of them's from the back.
Yeah.
But it's the same. They were definitely taken around the same time. Like you can tell. Yeah. He was just sitting there holding multiple pictures, posing.
I love Gutless's avatar, by the way. I love Bill Paxton, so that's great. I love it.
Gutless is C busy lol.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
There's the front one.
Yep.
So there's a good comparison. Nice close up too.
Yep.
He's got straps on his wrists in this one, and he's got like the full kind of like straps on his chest. And this one, well, I guess he has the full straps. They're just not, I guess, put on his body correctly. But yeah, and he's missing the other armor piece, I think, on his other arm up here. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, wow, crazy.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Interesting that it all came from a Shredder action figure. The old Goro sculpt combined with the Shredder toy and some tiger stripes. You got a whole new character.
Yeah. But I mean, these are the same guys who were able to palette swap the ninjas and give them all a totally different personality just based on the animations.
Yeah, right. Like the stances and stuff.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Well, especially because Scorpion and Sub-Zero were almost like all their movements are the same for like all the basic moves. And yet you see them as opposites. You know what I mean? Like Scorpion's got the fire, Sub-Zero's got the ice. You don't even remotely see them as the same character. It was just like so well done how they took those sprites and turned them into two completely different people.
Yeah.
Janilson Kratos says Mortal Kombat 11 Brazil. Hi.
Uh-oh.
So what's up, dude?
Somebody from Brazil just confirmed Mortal Kombat 11. Go!
Well,
everybody, go spam Ed Boon's Twitter and say MK11 confirmed and screenshot that picture.
That's right.
No, don't harass that.
I think he's used to it, dude. I don't think.
Yeah, I do too. Oh.
I don't think any amount of MK11 harassment is gonna surprise him or even faze him at this point.
He's just gonna look at it and be like, "Scroll." Oh man. Yeah. They really, I mean, Kentaro does look a lot different now, like I think MK Universe is saying.
Yeah, in MK Armageddon when they brought back Kentaro, they changed his looks a lot.
Yeah.
And in MK9 they changed it a lot again.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a lot of people on our Facebook here too. Holy moly.
Okay. You want to read anything interesting from Facebook? Because I never get to see that part of it. I'm watching this. I got my eyes on the Twitch. I got my eyes on the Discord. I see what's going on.
Well,
What's happening with Facebook?
well, we got Mike from Uppercut Editions who joined our Facebook, which is awesome. Good to see Mike. We've got my buddy Andy that I grew up across the street from and used to play Mortal Kombat with all the time. Ironically, Andy now works across. Well, he worked across the street at the Chicago Tribune, which is across the street from where I currently work in Chicago. So what are those chances? But Andy is a lifetime friend of mine, so good to see him on here as well. We got some other cool people as well that joined in here. Anthony Phillips, got just a slew of people.
Well, hello, Mike. Hello, Andy, and hello, Anthony. What's going on, guys?
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So, yeah, awesome stuff. We've got a lot of people who jumped on board here. I don't think they're really chatting much. I think they're more watching at this point. But I'll keep my eyes peeled on Facebook as well, so we're not excluding them from all of the fun that's going on.
All the fun and games. Yes.
Yes. But man, oh man, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think we kind of have to wrap things up because
I
got a party to get to.
I've got an event to go to within the next. I want to say
you've got a birthday party to attend.
Well, I got to leave in about 40 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll be there on time.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
But I recommend everybody follow me on Twitter if you want to see pictures and videos of some fun stuff. Maybe I'll see if I can get some stuff on our Facebook. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
Because I kind of felt bad when
the Facebook followers.
When I did the interview with Anthony Marquez at the event, I just kind of made the executive decision to go on to Facebook and do that live interview, which was a lot of fun. And that is
cool.
That interview was fun because you really caught Anthony, in
his element.
Yeah, and doing his thing, and that was a really fun interview with him and Philip on. So who knows who we'll see there tonight? I'm sure. I think we'll see, but we'll see what I can come up with. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, awesome. Well, why don't we follow us on Facebook if you're not already, guys. Make sure you have an account on MortalKombatOnline.com so you can go in and comment on the news articles. The discussion boards are so much fun. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure you're there. I will go ahead and drop some links in the channel for you. Maybe you can do the Facebook one for me since you're already on Facebook. I'll plug the Twitter one right now.
Oh, plug the on Facebook. You want me to plug what now? Sorry, I lost.
I was hoping you could take the Facebook address and drop it into the Twitch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I just shared a couple things on the Twitch. Maybe I ought to share the Discord server too. Guys, if you're not already in the Discord, it's so much fun, and you can still interact with the live stream by sharing all the GIFs and stuff like that. How many live streams let you participate on that level? Just taking random GIFs and just putting them right in the chat. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, pretty intense. And I'm always thinking of ways to get people more involved that watch. And I think it would be really, really awesome if we can get people to actually play multiplayer over the stream, which is something that sounds like it could be done. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But I think that could be very well a thing. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see how that all pans out. But that's where I'd eventually like to see things go. So we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and post the link here in Twitter for our Facebook page. If you haven't already followed it, you're definitely going to want to follow it. It is pretty cool.
Oh, and Mike is now plugging my Twitter feed, so thank you for that, Mike. Yes, you can follow my personal Twitter feed, Tabmock99. I guess I'll just drop a link to my personal account here. I'm always talking about Mortal Kombat stuff on Twitter and on YouTube and pretty much everywhere. So, oh, look at that. You got the Raiden hat on.
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Have to.
Hey, that is no longer your hat, sir. That is now property of Outworld. There you go. Oh, goodness me. All right, guys, this was awesome. Thank you very much for everybody for being here. Um, loved it. It was a super chat. You guys were awesome. We were really on the same page. You could feel it, right? Fatal
Yeah.
Cage, you could feel it this time.
It was just a nice, nice chat with the rest of the community. That's what I feel like our streams are, is a good way to connect to the rest of the community and get them involved and talk, and we all have a group discussion. And I think that's what's really a lot of fun with this stream, is we like to discuss with you what you want to see in the next games, what you want to see on the stream. We make it happen for you. And we're going to find out ways to even get even more crazy interactive. I want to do things on Twitch that no one else has ever done. And that's where I'm always thinking mentally, is how can we take the stream, make it more interactive with the audience. And I think that we'll definitely be able to get there. It's just a matter of how. So we'll figure all that out. Our next stream is going to be, I think we're dead set on talking about the N64 beta of MK Trilogy. That's going to be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, we gotta.
So that's going to be what we're going to discuss on the next stream. Potentially next week, we'll have to lock down dates and times. Just follow MK Online on Twitter. And, of course, Tabmock and I also blasted out on Twitter as well. And we'll see if we can get those details to you. We usually have that figured out a couple days in advance. We usually make those announcements. So
Yeah, we usually try and work it out. Hey, one last question for you.
Yeah.
So Outworld won the Raiden hat, signed by Richard Epcar.
Yes.
Purchased at the Fantasy Costumes in Chicago, where all the MK1 outfits were purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a business card, and are you going to send him a business card that goes with it?
I'll look. I don't know if I have any more business cards. If not, I'll see if I can. It depends on my schedule, right? Because I'm super, super tied up with my job. But I'll see if I can find one. Worst case scenario, when you come for C2E2, we'll make a trip out there and get him one. And then we'll also see if they have any other cool items from the old MK games that they might have recently stocked back. So we'll see. I mean, you guys even found the Kano eye. So,
dude, it was a Mardi Gras mask. It was. That's what they did. Just cut it up, and now it's a Kano mask.
Yep.
That was how it was done originally, and that's how they continue to do it. It's great.
And Luke found it. And Luke actually turned it back into a Kano eye.
I know. That was absolutely amazing. Fully functional with the red light switch and everything in it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Gotta love Total MK, man. He's always coming up with crazy cool stuff like that. And I can't wait to get Total on here. Actually, wait. The Game Awards show's coming up. That's going to be on December 6th.
Right? Okay, so we got time. We got time before you have to figure out the EverDrive thing.
So
but
I think we'll have to find out exactly when the times are for this. If it's December 6th, I'll see if I can get everything done that I need, and I'll ask for the 6th off. And then we'll see if perchance... Because I still, I have a set amount of PTO that I have to burn, paid time off at my job that I have to use before I go into the next year.
Yeah, before January then.
So I think they'd be all about, I don't think it's going to be a problem to get it off.
They probably want you to just take the whole week off.
No, I don't think they want me to do that, but I want to make sure that I have everything, all my ducks in a row for that department before I leave.
Good deal.
For that day. I just don't want to put myself behind on anything. But I'll work really hard, I think Monday through Wednesday, and then see if I can get Thursday off. And then we'll see if we can make this work. We'll have a big stream. We'll get you, me, Total MK.
Well, make sure you check with him. He might not be able to do it too.
Yeah.
He's also a busy guy.
He is. Total is always got something cooking. But I'll see if we can get Total MK on. And all three of us just have a lot of fun and check out the Game Awards just in case something happens.
Something might be going down. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Never know. So I think there's a possibility, and I think we should stream that event at the very least. So stay tuned for all that. We'll lock down those dates and times probably by the end of this weekend, I think. We'll figure that out. And we'll blast it out on Twitter for everybody on the official MK Online Twitter account. So yeah, we'll get all that down for you. That's going to be a stream you definitely don't want to miss because you just don't know what they're going to do or show. And you definitely want this guy's reaction and his thoughts on it. So definitely don't want to miss it.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for everybody for being here. I see a lot of familiar names like Mike MCD. We actually met. He's down in Florida with me, and we actually got to hang out not too long ago at places like 10th Level Tavern. So I'm really glad to see you in the stream. We go way back to Mortal Kombat on IRC, like back in the year 2000, maybe earlier.
Wow.
So good to see like Jason Hirscher here, like I said, from the MK Bible. Lots of really cool people. We saw Phaelus in here earlier.
Yeah.
Amazing chat, guys. This was awesome. Thanks for everybody for being in the stream. And we'll keep you posted on the next one.
We'll keep you posted on the next one, guys. Follow us on twitter.com/MK_online. Until the Game Awards, we will see you guys later.
Peace.